Welcome.
Space, man.
Brisk morning here in Utah. The sun's gone away. The cold has come. The clouds have returned, and I am so happy.
I'm very sad.
Me too.
Don't you just love it, though?
No, I hate
When you
it.
go outside and you just breathe in that cold air.
No, I don't like it.
Well,
I would rather it stay spring or fall weather year round. Summer's too hot,
yes.
and I love sweatshirts, but winter's too cold, and I don't like the snow.
I am ready for winter clothes. As far as what you can expect from today's show, we've got so much in store for you. We have final meals from Death Row.
Wow, that's intense.
I know. We're talking daylight savings. We're talking, Britney Spears just released a book. We even have a little Swifty talk again from our local Swifty expert. And yeah, we have so much in store for this. So this is going to be a really fun show. If you haven't already, make sure you
Subscribe.
Make sure to subscribe. Also, this episode is brought to you by Why We Dream. If you have ever wanted to do your own podcast, you have a business that you need marketing done for, we are the group. So be sure to reach out to us. You can DM us on Instagram. That's honestly the easiest way, and we'll get you all the information. All right, so let's jump into our know-it-all section. I have some stuff prepared, but you guys have anything that you'd like to share before we get into it? Nothing new has happened. No new opinions.
I'm trying to think.
I bet Taylor has something.
Usually I'm strapped with something to say, but
I mean,
I guess I'm not a know-it-all today.
I have one.
Yes.
So I got married.
Congratulations.
Hey.
Yeah.
And we moved in together. So, how do you deal with conflicting interior design styles as a couple?
That's a good one.
Yep.
That's a really good one.
There you go, Harry.
What'd you
gets
say,
it.
Harry?
Just give Jane my card. Keep her happy. I don't care, to be
I
honest.
honestly was going to say the same thing.
She's going to make it look nice, and if she's happy, I'm happy, so yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead, Linz.
I am in charge of the decorating. Jaden puts in his opinion, but I'll decide if I want to listen to it or not, but it's ultimately my decision.
There you go,
Nice.
Emma.
There it
it's
is.
all you.
That's all I need.
I know, it is funny, though, because it's there'll be little things that I maybe want to put out, and she's like, no, that's ugly. I don't like that. Or, it's got to be hidden somewhere.
Yes. Or I'll put in Jane's office.
That's where you put it all.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So, yeah, I think that's all on you.
How do we manage that, Maggie?
I feel like we don't really spend money on decorations right now. If I'm being completely honest, we don't really go out. I feel like I get a few little cheesy things that maybe Taylor's that's a little cheesy, but doesn't really care. I mean, little things for the kitchen, but I feel like until we buy our own house, we probably won't go too hard decorating because, yeah, there's not. I mean,
Makes sense.
it's not like we have people over all the time, and it's just as long as we're cozy, as long as we got our couch.
And we are indeed cozy.
Yes.
I know that Lindsay kept one thing out for some time because of me.
What was it?
And I know you thought it was ugly, but you pushed through.
What was it?
So we used to go to, it's called Color Me Mine.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going to say. I knew it when you said that.
See? That means it's true. That's sad.
I'm sorry. I think it's cute.
You hated it. You
didn't
did it
hate
just
it.
out of love for me.
I
So
did.
what do you call it?
Ceramic. We
So
painted.
it's a place where you go, you paint ceramics, and they you glaze them. That's the word. You glaze the ceramic, and they fire it up, and it makes it all shiny, right? And I had an owl
I had a big owl. It was probably like this big.
that I painted, and it was
I was
awesome.
very proud of it, and I knew
But
that.
I knew you were just keeping it
I kept it out for years, and I think where's it now?
probably in the garbage or
Since we
something.
moved here, I probably put it in storage. But I kept it out for a long time.
I think
That's
I have
good.
one of those at home too.
You
I
do.
took Jane there and I painted a bear, and it just my whole plan went to shit, and so I just started throwing blue colors on it, and it was just this abstract blue bear, but it stays on the bottom shelf of our coffee table in the living room. So it's out there, but you can't really see it, And I don't think Jane really likes it, but
That's awesome.
I actually love Color Me Mine, and the best way to do it is paint like a bowl or a plate or a cup or something like that, because then you can use it and it's fun.
That's smart.
Jane
And
made
it doesn't
a
have to sit
carafe.
out.
Yeah.
It can go in the cupboard.
You can hide it in the
You
cupboard.
can go deep in the cupboard where no one can see it.
Jane painted a water jug, but I think we've only used it once or twice.
I painted a bowl, like a cereal bowl, and on the inside it has a skull and crossbones and says serial killer on it.
Good.
That's good. That's clever.
That one's definitely hidden.
That's actually right in our front room. You can take a piece of candy out of it on your way. It's our candy bowl.
That's funny.
That's awesome. Okay, that's a good one, Emma. Thank you. Let's talk final meals.
I already know.
So, on Reddit, there is a subreddit called Data is Beautiful. And they just have these really interesting graphs and just data points that I love. That's probably my favorite subreddit. And we talked about one of their posts on the last Jaden's Basement where we talked about the most popular Halloween candy in each state. So I went through this week and found some really interesting ones. And this one is inmate final meal items, percentage of time requested. So
That's interesting.
most popular inmate final meals. So, and it's really interesting what number one is. If you want to switch over to me, Taylor, on the computer. So number one is French fries.
What?
That's interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Just French fries? I thought you get a whole meal.
I don't know. Final meal items,
Oh, I see.
percentage of time requested. So you have French fries number one at over 40%. So almost half of the inmates.
Honestly, same.
Trust.
This went in a direction I didn't expect. I thought you were going to ask us what our final meal was going to be.
I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting there.
I'm like, now we're going over a graph.
She's like, I was thinking about that mac and cheese that I make that I love, and
I
you did
don't
not
get to
tell
talk
me.
about
yeah,
myself.
come on.
So, burger is number two, which I thought was interesting. So fries and a burger. And number three is ice cream, like a classic, like
Wow.
American
American
way.
American
lunch.
meal.
Yeah.
You know? Hoorah! Number four is what I thought would be
Number one.
because that's kind of like the saying, right? Is like steak is like the number one requested thing. And then you have salad.
Salad.
Who wants salad?
Who in their last moments of life is like,
I want a salad.
I would love some greens.
They might have been on a diet,
I got to keep it going.
Getting that
They're on
summer-
keto.
Till the
Getting
end.
that
They
summer
need
body
that
ready,
Okay, why is liver on there? I'm sorry. I can't help but scan all the way through it
Oh
and see
my
that
God.
liver is on there.
Oh.
We have liver at the bottom. Why is that even on?
How does it beat turkey?
Yeah, so I thought this was interesting, and it made me want to pose the question, Lindsay. Now is your
sorry.
moment to shine. The lights are on you. What would your final meal be?
I would have a Chipotle burrito with a side of mac and cheese and a 44-ounce Diet Dr. Pepper.
That's your final meal?
That's my
Is
final meal.
Chipotle?
I love Chipotle with all my heart.
Oh,
Chipotle
Lindsay.
sponsor Lindsay, please.
Please.
She
I need it.
Loves it.
What about you guys?
Ooh.
I can
I need
lead
to
us
think
off
for a
if
second
you go.
because
I'm already ready.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
don't know if this is allowed, but I would have my mum's Sunday roast, home cooked. Oh, oh yeah.
Not a full English breakfast.
Well, if I remember rightly, you get 3 courses.
I don't know how
I don't
it
know
works,
how it
honestly,
works, but
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like you get 3 courses. In which case, I would start with the full English breakfast. I would entree with my mum's homemade roast dinner.
Sounds
Yorkshire
amazing.
puddings,
Sweet.
pigs in blankets, all of that.
Okay.
And I would end with a lemon tart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Harry.
I love
Sounds
lemon
incredible.
desserts.
Dude.
There you go. That's
Awesome.
my 3.
Okay, Emma.
Okay, I'd have a split plate. One side would be tikka masala curry. The other side would be chicken Alfredo. I'd have French fries on the side. And like probably raspberry lemonade for my little drink, and then a cinnamon roll to top it all off.
That's a great one. I love
hungry
all
now.
that. Okay, Meg.
My mouth is sweating.
I know.
I know.
Taylor, you might have to go. I could eat everything. I'm still trying to think of my meal.
I can think of 2 things if I could do a split plate as well.
Yes.
My like go-to favorite food is a turkey bacon Swiss from JCW's. So that would be nice. And probably the meatloaf that my mom would always make. My sister makes it sometimes now, and that's really tasty.
Good meatloaf.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
It's good. No drink, no
Good old
dessert.
loaf of meat.
I don't know. Maybe like a Modelo to wash it all down.
That's a good shout.
I wonder if they do let them
forgot
drink.
about-
Probably
They have
not.
Do surely.
For their last meal?
I don't know, man.
If they
You'd think
don't,
they
I'm gonna
would.
like start protesting for that.
Let them have a little Moscow
couple
Mule
of
with their
whiskey
dinner or
cokes, you know?
something. Yeah.
Let me think about mine.
Just don't think too hard about it. That's what. Now that I already said mine, I'm like
Alcohol.
thinking there are other options I should have chosen. So just go for it, because otherwise you'll never make
Yeah.
a decision.
Alcohol and tobacco are usually denied prisoners
Bastards!
Really? For their final meal?
in the United States. Yep.
Holy moly.
Wow, that's interesting.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
I was in the outer space world of food for a while. But okay, what I would have is a split plate. Half of it is gonna be like my best friend's mom used to make it all the time. We've eaten it here before. It's like the roast beef slider sandwich with cheese and mayo on it. I freaking love those
Hoagies.
sandwiches. I've always loved them. We used to have them in Lake Powell so much. It's so good. And then on the other side of my plate, growing up, I don't even know why or where it came from, but we used to homemade tomato juice. It was just like we would like just homemade. I don't know. It's literally just tomato juice with like sugar in it and salt, and like we would can it every year. Anyway, and it's noodles. We called it mac and tomato.
Mac and tomato.
Make mac and tomato with cheese on it. It's so good. It's like spaghetti, but like just tomato juice, like almost like V8, but better
is really
in noodles
good.
and cheese. It's so
You
good.
want V8 for your
It's
final
not.
No,
It's
no.
not V8.
So I would
it's,
have my.
It's,
It's
it's
so
so
good.
good.
It really is so good. So I would have my mac and tomato and my roast beef sandwich, or like shredded beef, like roast sandwich, and then to drink, I would probably have like a Starbucks coffee or something.
Nice.
And for dessert, I would have eclair because I love eclair. Anything.
Ooh, that's
like
a good one.
homemade eclair or just any sort of eclair.
I love when
That's one.
Meg makes mac and tomato.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
I have
That sounds
I have to steal
disgusting.
it from
I'm
my
not gonna
parents.
lie,
Really?
but
No, it's so
but
so-
I
it's so
trust
tasty.
your judgment
It's so
enough.
good. I
that
gotta start
I bet
making
it's
it.
It's
good.
like
Yeah.
mac and cheese with delicious tomato sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Mm.
does
So it's
sound
almost
good.
like
Right.
spaghetti, but like not.
It's
thick at
not.
all.
It's not like marinara though.
I will await my invitation for
Oh.
dinner
For mac and
in
tomato.
the mail.
I'm gonna
Wait.
learn to
I
start.
can't wait.
It's so good.
I already had Grill Master Sweekie's dogs. Now I need Meg's mac and
Oh, yeah.
tomato.
I actually do love to cook though. I need to get into canning now.
If alcohol's off the table, I'm going 2-liter Blue Mountain Dew
Oh yeah.
as my drink.
Yeah.
Good call.
I love Blue Mountain Dew with my whole heart.
Cool. Okay, that was awesome.
You didn't do yours.
I'm getting
Haiden.
there.
Okay.
Okay.
My first thought is
Taco Bell.
not Taco Bell.
That would kill him before he got the death penalty.
Death by
True.
dairy.
That would be my last meal.
Actually, this can do the job.
But it is funny because I thought, like, would I want to have all the dairy stuff that I haven't been having? You know what I mean? And just like, give me nachos, give me ice
Pizza.
cream, you know, and go that route. Or am I going to be in pain up to my last moments? Then it's like,
Yeah, something that may influence your decision there. They usually give the meal 1 to 2 days before.
Oh.
okay, I'm changing mine.
But could
So-
you imagine Jaden's just in there? Can I have my dairy-free cheese from Walmart?
You could have diet.
Okay,
Get some diet
please.
cheese.
I just
He probably would.
Cinnaholic.
Cinnaholic, please. You have to get it from there.
I know that's
Cinnaholic and Vineyard.
that is the hard thing because it's like most of my favorite foods have dairy in it, you know, and so. But I would say, I mean, a good steak
Yeah, you got to.
is awesome. Like if I get a really good Roost Chris steak or something. But I know my dessert for sure, 1,000% would be creme brulee.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes,
We went to
that
Disneyland, and they had the best dairy-free
the
creme brulee.
best
Wow.
creme brulee, and it was dairy free.
That's amazing.
I know.
That's awesome.
Like we had a dinner reservation. I was like, let's just go there and just get the creme brulee because it was like
It was good.
so good. So yeah, I would say like steak and just an American
Marca.
meal, some taters and I don't know, kind of boring.
That's good. Sounds good
Yeah.
to me.
Okay, and then on top of that, something else that's scary is the salary needed to buy a home.
Yikes.
As of, I think this month is when this came
Gosh,
out.
don't tell me.
So, if you don't know, the housing market is really interesting right now, mainly because of interest rates, right? So interest rates are at 8%. And if you look back, you know, COVID or pre-COVID, it was like 2 or 3%. So we're over double what it was just a couple of years ago, right? And I think our interest rate is like just under 5%. And at the time, we were like, holy, this is really, really high. But so I saw this other chart here that I thought was really interesting, and it's salary needed to buy a home in the 50 largest U.S. cities. So you have to obviously take that into account that it's in the cities. But what really shocked me was Utah. So it says here the median price of an American home in 2023 is $371,000 is the average price across the
Wow.
entire U.S., which is lower than I expected.
Yeah.
You can buy a house for fairly, at least to us, cheap in like Texas and usually the South. They're pretty inexpensive.
That's probably true, huh? Because I do see in here, like Memphis, Tennessee. You know, there's cities where it doesn't cost that much. It doesn't look like so. And so this is to pay off a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. Okay, so looking at this, Utah or Salt Lake City, your salary needs to be $123,000 a year to be able to afford a home
My
of
goodness.
$371,000.
Is that like total household salary? Or would
Probably,
that be-
yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Which blows my mind.
Because the average salary here is
Mm-hmm.
probably what, like 30,000.
30 or 40,000, I
Is
bet.
that low? Average?
I'm gonna look it up.
Wow.
Average
income?
Utah salary.
Oh yeah, I bet it's. I'd
Well,
be
'cause-
shocked.
Well, I mean the minimum wage hasn't really changed.
48,000.
48,000 is the average
What?
income.
Google is saying 20 to 40.
Yeah, so that's the average income of the state, and in order to
Wow.
afford a home, you have to make 122,000. You know how many people make 122,000?
Not very much.
Very, very low. I bet it's in the single-digit percentages of people that actually make that much. Colorado, if you're trying to live in Denver, it's 150,000. And it just goes up from there,
Wow.
especially if you're looking at California. So it says in order to live in San Jose, you have to make $373,000 a
Buy a
year
house.
just to buy a house,
Oh my gosh.
which is crazy. Like, I bet that's less than 1% of the nation that makes that much.
And yet people are still buying houses. That is the crazy part.
That is the crazy part, is we live in a new development, a new area where they're building houses, and they're still selling.
like crazy.
Like crazy, right? I haven't seen, like, when we bought our house, it was slower.
Yeah.
It slowed down a lot, the market, but then it just kind of seemed like it just picked right up right where it left off. So, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on this? I thought that was super crazy and daunting. Like, I don't understand how this next generation is going to be able to afford a house, honestly. Or even, like, for you guys, like, it took us so long to get to a point where we felt comfortable getting a house. Like, so long, right? So, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah.
Sadness.
Like when my dad was my age, he had already built like 2 houses. Like built one, lived in it for a minute, and then they sold it, and then built a bigger house. And I like can't even imagine doing that right now because I'm poor. So
Even just affording to buy
times-
like tiny old houses, tiny townhomes, like all
The
of these options
townhomes.
that
townhomes are so expensive now.
Oh my gosh.
all of
Townhome
these.
here probably costs 400,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More, probably
And-
More if you're
And
in like
even
Alpine.
even rent, like when I was in junior high and high school, me and my mom and sister lived in a townhome in American Fork, and I think rent was like $800 a month. And my mom was a single mom, like she worked hard to pay rent and bills and stuff, and our rent is like
Double that,
$1,400,
yeah.
and we live in a basement.
Yeah.
Like almost
Wow.
double, and we live in a
Yeah.
basement now. So it's just sad.
And that wasn't that long ago. Like
Yeah.
it's not like it's been like
That was
years
like-
and years and years.
I think we
and it's
moved
like-
in there in like 2012, and it was like $800 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be fine if they also raised minimum wage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
But
why I
it's
don't
like you
understand.
can't raise housing and expenses if you're not gonna pay people more so that they can afford it.
Well, no one on minimum wage is going to be able to afford a house.
No, they're not
That's
gonna
not
be able
how
to
it
afford to
works.
live in
Right.
the state
You
of
have to be
Utah.
wealthy to afford a house and be comfortable after affording the home. Like I feel like you have
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
way
'cause
upper end.
even just talking to my parents, like, they said their interest rate was something crazy, like 13 or
10%,
14% when they bought their house. But at the same time, the house they bought probably cost them like 200,000, and they're getting a full house. Like, so yeah, it's interesting because I have heard that within the next 10 years, the U.S. will almost be an exclusive renting country,
Oh.
much like the rest of the world.
Wow.
Like, if you go most places, it's almost impossible to purchase because the prices go up. It's crazy right now, and the only people that end up start buying are landlords, investors, development groups. That's who is coming in and buying these houses now, right? So
I don't like that.
I know it's really interesting. So and then
Yeah, that's
I
stressful.
might just buy a tiny home.
Mm.
Have you seen those? I feel like
Oh,
they get
yeah.
more and
Tiny
more
home?
popular. You
Yeah,
can
they're
get them
cute.
like shipped to you.
They'll like build them in shipping containers sometimes, or
Yeah.
just
Oh,
build,
wow.
like, tiny little houses.
I might just buy a bit of land, a small bit of land, and
throw a tiny home or two
throw a
on it.
tiny home on there. Why not?
Yeah,
I can't believe you've never seen those before.
I'm
They're
sure you've
cute.
seen 'em.
There's a guy on TikTok
I don't
who's
know.
building like a compound in
Of
Arizona.
tiny homes.
They were
and he
on
just
like
got one.
Shark Tank.
It's awesome.
interesting.
Wow.
And then the last graph that I have here is about daylight savings. So is this Sunday is daylight savings,
It already
right?
happened in the UK last week.
Oh, really?
Really?
So it says, what if America stopped changing its clocks? And it kind of gives a little bit of a range. So days with sunrises before 7 a.m., days with sunsets after 5 p.m. if we keep daylight savings time as it exists, okay? So days with sunrises before 7 a.m. is really low here in Utah, right? And And then days with sunsets after 5 p.m. is higher on the scale. But if we got rid of daylight savings time, not much changes with the sunsets, which I thought was interesting.
It wouldn't?
No,
It would be.
it's almost identical to the same.
That makes me sad.
But we would have so many more mornings, 7 a.m., where the sun's already come up.
Wait, if we use daylight savings time.
So if we just keep it as it is right now, because after this Sunday, when you wake up, it's dark, right?
And it gets dark.
Early.
Yeah, so
5.
so but if we just got rid of daylight savings, you can see days with sunsets after 5 p.m. the same, right?
Wow.
But we would have mornings with the sun up already much, much more often, how many days out of the year. And then if we use daylight savings time all year, we would never have mornings pretty much, right? And then almost every day we would have sunsets after 5 p.m. So
That's what I vote.
Yeah, that's what I vote. I think I'd rather it dark in the mornings and
that was going to be my question. So you would rather if we use daylight savings time all year,
yes.
where in the morning you wake up, it's always dark. And at night, days with sunsets after 5 p.m. is all year.
Maybe that's why they do it, to appease morning people and night people.
Well, I think it started because when they started it was because of shopping, right?
No,
farming, I
Farming
think.
is what I've heard.
Because farmers have to get up super early.
That
or
makes
something.
sense.
I don't know.
How
Bless
are
the
they supposed
farmers.
to work on the crops if it's dark?
Me personally, I would rather get rid of daylight savings because I hate waking up when it's dark outside.
I'm
It's
with
so hard for me to wake up.
That doesn't faze me at all. I would much rather, when we're driving home from work and it's dark, I'm like,
Yeah, that's true.
this is so sad.
But you get best of both worlds, right? If we get rid of daylight savings, because days with sunsets after 5 p.m. is the same, right? But I guess if you're wanting that every day, the entire year, then we could just use daylight savings all year, right?
Yeah. So wait, is daylight savings currently on or off right now?
It is currently off, I
As
believe.
of next week.
But
you're
on
saying.
Sunday it turns on
It turns on, and we're using daylight
and
savings.
we're using it.
Yep.
I would rather stay how we are right now.
Yes.
What is that? Is that the
That's the middle.
okay? I vote middle.
Yeah, just get rid of it. Arizona doesn't
Arizona
do
doesn't.
daylight
yeah.
savings.
We should move there.
Yep. So yeah, I just thought this was really interesting because I know people are passionate about daylight savings, and I don't understand why we keep it here in Utah. Because right now the sun is setting at 6:20, I think,
Yeah.
6:30.
6:30, right? But next week it's going to be setting at 5:30. Yes.
Surely that's the opposite of the point of daylight savings, though.
No. Next week it sets at 5:30. Because you're supposed to have more sun in the morning.
More in the morning.
Yeah.
That's why they did it. They said for farming so that farmers could get up early.
I actually was curious, so I just looked it up,
Oh, I get.
and
Are we?
it says
As to the origin.
yes, and
Okay.
it says the upcoming shift in daylight savings time change is designed to help retailers, and it's maybe that's because they moved it. Maybe that means. Let me just start over. The upcoming shift in the daylight savings time change is designed to help retailers and is a substitute for a genuine energy policy. Congress moved the time shift up this year. So maybe that's more in terms of the time of year they do it, because I feel like it used to be later
interesting.
in November.
Huh.
'Cause
So it's for shops.
that's what I had heard. I mean, I'm sure it's for shops and farmers. I don't know, but
It's interesting.
it has to do with shopping. and
Yeah, I
so-
vote for getting rid of daylight savings time because just based off this graph, I feel like you get best of both worlds, and unless you like waking up when it's dark, which seems crazy to me. I don't know how people wake up when it's completely dark outside.
And leaving work and it being dark, how does one like that? Like everyone I've ever mentioned this to is like, yeah, that sucks. Like it just feels weird. Like everyone doesn't like it,
Yeah. So,
or at least majority.
and I've heard like through the years, oh, they're getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Like keeps being the rumor going around, and I looked it up and it doesn't seem like anything's really moving along for Utah to do it. And I was reading the issue is because of our time zone, we would have to get like 3 other states on board as well in order to make it happen.
I think I could be wrong, but I feel like reading one time that every state can be like Arizona and just not ever turn it on. You know what I mean? Like, so this Sunday they won't participate when it turns on. They just stay. They just split between mountain and what's it called? Western
Pacific.
Pacific. There it is.
Oh, interesting.
So I think if Utah wanted to, they could go that direction too. Every state can, but in order to keep it on, some sort of policy has to be passed.
Yep.
With like other states.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought that was interesting. All right, let's jump into our next segment, Report Back. It's been a little bit of time, but we challenged Harry or asked him to go see the movie The Creator and report back on what he thought about the movie. And me and Lindsay,
We watched it too.
we went to it as well.
On
on
our
our
Fair.
anniversary.
I know.
This
So
was my thing.
I know. Sorry to butt in on yours, but go ahead and
Kidding.
tell us about The Creator.
Okay, so first things first. Last episode we said that Villanueva was the director,
That's right.
and we were wrong. He's not. Gareth Edwards is the director. He didn't direct Dune. He directed Rogue One and Godzilla. But he actually wrote this one. He wrote The Creator, which was really cool too. He's
Oh,
the
interesting.
co-writer in it. But honestly, it was so good. I loved it. I recommend everyone go see it. Especially, I feel like it's relevant with AI at the moment, but it's just a beautiful movie too, with the soundtrack and like the visuals of it all. It's one of my favorite that I've seen in movie theaters in a long time.
Wow. I would say I agree.
Yeah, I really
honestly.
liked it.
Like, and the premise of the movie is like AI cohabitating with humans, right? And what that relationship would look like if they were almost identical to us, right? And what I loved about it the most was just it's the first like original movie. It's not a remake. It's not a live action of a cartoon. It's not, it was purely and truly an original movie, right? The story, even the actors, like I didn't recognize many of the actors, so they must have used a lot of maybe B actors, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, there was a couple of big names in
Yeah,
there,
but
for sure.
overall I thought, this is, and I didn't know what to expect going in. I had no idea, and just I was intrigued the entire movie. I thought they did a really good job. What did you think?
Yeah, I really liked it. I don't usually like those kind of movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I like remakes and I like the Disney movies and stuff like that, but I actually really enjoyed it. I thought the little girl in it, her acting was really good.
Really good.
One thing I really liked about it as well is like you never truly know which side you're on for the majority of the movie, and like you empathize with both sides, which makes it hard, like because at one point I'm like, fuck the robots, man, hate those robots, and then you're like literally 10 minutes later it's like those bastard Americans, and you flip-flop.
Americans specifically.
Well, that's kind of how it is, in the movie. But it's like I enjoy the way it flip-flops, like who you align with. But
Yep. Cool.
yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. I thought it was
For
awesome. It's a movie I would watch again.
Yeah.
I haven't
Sure.
seen it yet, but I just wanted to touch on what you said about like an original movie. Like that revs my engine because so many remakes,
Yes.
so many live action remakes. It's like let's get some good stuff out here.
Yeah.
So,
Because I love Marvel, and I love, but it's just
It's the same. And
it's
it's
time
like
for something
just-
new.
it just keeps
Yeah.
getting more and more crazy. It's like, when is it ever just gonna stop?
Honestly, shout out Gareth Edwards because like he literally has directed maybe like 8 movies on his
Wow.
IMDb, and the only ones I recognized were Rogue One and Godzilla, and like this one is so good that I just feel like I will probably watch any movie moving forward that I know he directs, right?
And
'Cause
Rogue
he
One is
smashed it.
awesome.
That's what I
Like,
mean.
so
and,
good.
And I even thought the cinematography of Godzilla was good.
I like
And-
Godzilla.
Rogue
Yeah.
One was
Fun.
original still, even though it's in the Star Wars. I
Yeah.
felt like
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah, and
'Cause
so I
it-
just love this guy's work now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, it makes me excited that I think there's been enough pushback now. Like, Marvel really could have ended the story after Endgame, you know? Like, Loki's fun, Moon Knight's fun, whatever, but a lot of these shows, when they finally end, it's like, yep, this is great. Like, let's just leave it how it is.
The end on top.
Yep.
Loki season 2 is awesome so far, though.
Yeah, it
I
is
will
good.
say.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Okay, so this week we are challenging and asking Taylor and Megan to go to Starbucks and try all of their holiday drinks and food. So today is the last day, and today is the 1st. So November 1st is the last day that they're going to have their fall items. And as of tomorrow, it all transitions to their holiday items. So some of the things that we have that they're going to have on their menu, if you want to switch over to me, Taylor, is the Starbucks Iced Gingerbread Oat Milk Chai.
try that.
Whoa.
I'm gonna try
Damn.
that one too.
We also have the Peppermint Mocha, the Caramel Brulee Latte,
Oh, I'm gonna try that one too.
the Chestnut Praline Latte. Can someone tell me what a praline is?
Nut.
It's
yeah,
just
it's
a
like
nut.
a nut.
A nut.
Nut.
A nut.
She didn't even add the A.
She said
yeah,
nut.
she said
Nut. Thank you for the explanation.
I don't actually know what they are, but they
Hey,
go
what's
really
wrong?
well with caramel. Taylor is
Taylor's
dying.
out. He's done.
Oh my
That was
god.
good.
Me and my friends used to say that when something sounded good. We would be like, nut.
I kind of knew that, but okay, we'll move on. We'll move on. So,
Sorry. I just said what it was. Yes.
they have their ice sugar cookie almond milk latte.
Oh wow.
They have their gingerbread oat milk latte. They have their gingerbread loaf. And if you didn't know, Fletcher is also a co-host on the show. So if
Might
you
hear him in the background. He keeps saying, "Being so quiet,
yeah,
doing
he keeps
so
he keeps
good."
reminding us that he's being so quiet. So gingerbread loaf, which I think that sounds amazing.
It does. I want all of these actually.
We have our peppermint brownie cake pop. Me personally, I'm not a huge peppermint fan, but if you are, that sounds great. I've had their cake pops and they're good. But this one, the cranberry bliss bar,
That looks
looks
good.
so good.
yeah.
It's a blondie cake, which I love.
I love blondies.
Love with dried cranberries, a layer of cream cheese icing with orange
Orange zest.
zest on it.
We might need a divide and
Dang.
conquer on this.
Yeah, that's
I'll
a
take
big
some.
list.
By
We can
next,
I will,
delegate.
I
Yeah.
will
Oh, I
like
happily,
that idea.
I'll
I'll
take one
happily
for the
hop
team.
in.
by next Jaden's basement, I don't think I can drink all these coffees and eat all these
just
cakes.
spread 'em
and
out.
loaves.
Yeah, I'll hop in on that as
Yeah,
well.
I
if
actually
you
like that
guys-
idea. Why don't we do that? We'll after the show, we'll assign who's gonna do what, and then next week we can all come back and give our
Love
report.
it.
on
I
our
also have
items.
another idea.
Oh.
We all just grab one on the way in on the day
Next week when we
next
film.
week
Just try it
and
on
do
the
like a
podcast.
little
report back on it on the pod.
a live
Report
report
back.
back.
Wow.
A Christmas Starbucks. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Let's
Hey.
do it.
We also have the snowman cookie, which
Meh.
not that exciting. Sugar plum cheese Danish.
Ooh.
I don't know about that one. And that's it. So next week, tune in.
Let's scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
No, up. Beep. One more.
Oh, that's the Oli.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I want the cookie almond milk latte.
Oleoto? What is that?
Oleato.
They cook with oil, or they make their coffee with oil.
Yes, I actually
I don't-
was just reading about this.
Yes.
Hold
and
on,
it's
scroll
supposed
up.
to complement the flavor of coffee.
Wait. We can't move on from this yet.
I'm
So
just trying to place his order
the
already.
owner of Starbucks went and toured, I believe it was Italy,
Yeah, it's
and was like trying their coffees, trying to come up with new ideas for Starbucks. And he kept saying, man, it's just so much more like creamier and like the texture is so much better here. And he found out that it's because they put olive oil in their coffee there.
Interesting.
And so they were like, then he brought it here and it must be the new thing. So that's really interesting. Sorry, Taylor, what were you going to say?
Well, a different thought, real quick. Unfortunately, the Oleato is not available here. Yep.
What do you mean here?
Only in LA and Seattle.
Oh.
They would.
Only LA, Seattle, Dallas, Chicago, Miami, New York, Boston, Anchorage,
Everything
Alaska.
We need to
hates
find a
Utah.
listener in
Wait.
LA.
to
I
try.
can go
Which
try.
states? Sorry, which cities?
Seattle, LA, Chicago, Dallas, New York, Miami, Boston, and Anchorage, Alaska.
I have
you
family
get
in
it
New
when-
York.
There you
Didn't
go.
you?
No, they were out when we were in LA a few months ago, and I was gonna get it, but they were out that
Oh
day.
wow, dang
I
it.
can have a New York family member call in
Yeah.
on that one
See
if
they can
we want.
report.
Yeah.
I was gonna add though that I just recently watched a big video on YouTube about olive oil, which that's what's in this coffee, and it's from Johnny Harris. If you're familiar with Johnny Harris on YouTube, and he said that pretty much everyone in America, you probably haven't tried true, real olive oil. Like it is impossible to get 100% real, extra virgin, 100% olive oil.
Interesting.
It's like you can really only get it in like Italy and Spain because it gets really like messed up as they sell it, and they like fill it with different seed oils.
yeah.
So when I buy my Great Value, like $2.99.
There's probably like
version.
anchovies in it or something.
Cool. So we'll do that. So tune in next week to find out which is the best holiday item.
Yes.
So,
Yay.
okay, now we're to the meat and tatus of this podcast. So, spill the tea. Fletcher's doing it too. That's so cute. Okay, so let's start off with it's a little bit heavier of a topic, I would say, and like I can't stop thinking about it. Maybe because I saw the video of it and it's burnt into my brain, but there was an accident, and was it in the UK or where
Yes,
was it, Harry?
It was in the UK.
Where U.S. ice hockey player Adam Johnson dies in a freak accident during the game. So, super, super sad. Obviously, I want to start off by just saying, like, our hearts go out to the family and
Everyone that was there. I'm sure
everyone
was
was
trying.
there.
And
Yeah,
his girlfriend or his recent fiance, right?
and it was a freak accident, right? So I also feel for the guy who was involved in this. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about it, Harry, and give us the backstory.
Yeah, so he is an American ice hockey player. He plays for the Nottingham Panthers, and they were in a playoff game, I believe, against the Sheffield Steelers. And there was 8,000 people in attendance.
Wow.
Basically, just trying to find the guy's name. I think his name was like Chet or something like that. Was the guy who tackled Adam Johnson, and he just caught him. I mean, I won't go into details, but he caught him in the wrong way. And I would say as well, like, just don't go out looking to watch the video.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're gonna watch anything, like it's been really cool to see on Twitter, like highlights of him playing have been circulating more than
That's cool.
more
That's
than the
really
video,
cool.
because they're like, we don't want that video
To be how he's remembered, right?
Yeah, and we don't want that to be what comes up when you search his name. So people are circulating his first NHL career goal, his highlights
really
and things
cool.
like that. So that's really cool. But yeah, they cancelled all of the games in that league for the following week, and it was just a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anything like that has ever really happened before. And after it happened, both teams went out on the ice and they did like a minute silence and things like that on the ice and things. And yeah, they're investigating. The police are investigating the guy who tackled him, but I couldn't even imagine being in his shoes.
No,
you know,
it's
like
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, because pretty much it was middle of the game. He went and hit him, and they hit kind of weird in a way that his leg kicked up, and the other guy was almost going down, right? And something must have happened, obviously, with the blade, and it hit the guy in the throat. And yeah, it's just horrible. And he was engaged, so was planning on getting married, and just it was just so.
But it's also just crazy that hockey players are covered head to toe, and the one place that's not really covered with anything is your neck.
I know.
And that you're like skating with sharp skates.
Yes. Yeah. So just a.
No, I was thinking that. I was like trying to think of their uniforms because I don't know hockey very well, but I was like, how are they covered? I'm like, I know they have the mask, I was like trying to think of it all, but that is crazy.
So the guy that hit him, his name is Matt Petgrave, not Chet. I don't know why I said that, but anyway, yeah, it's Matt Petgrave. But he hit another player before he hit Adam Johnson, and so he was obviously like thrown off balance anyway. So it's just
the whole thing is just crazy. So
they're leaning more towards accident. It was an accident, right? Like
and
that's
I think it's more a formality. Like
they have
anytime
to.
someone dies, they have to investigate, right, and just figure out what happened, right? So,
and
because I can't imagine they had any like sort of weird tension that this guy would go into this hockey game wanting to.
Yeah, and there's been a lot on Twitter. Like the police have come out and said like, don't speculate on anything because some people are just horrible on Twitter, calling this guy a murderer, things like that. And like, I think he is more one of the more physical players in the league. I think statistically has like, because you're allowed to fight in hockey, right? I'm not too familiar with it, but he is one of the more notorious like physical players in the league. So people are taking that and thinking, oh, well, he obviously meant it. It's like, no one means to go and slice,
Nope.
Nope,
so our hearts go out to him. That is so crazy, and I just hope that, like you said, everyone there is able to be okay mentally, and if it was an accident, which it looks like it was, and I again, the police are saying don't speculate. I think my heart goes out to that guy too. So, super sad. Next one though, a little bit lighter, which is better.
Kind of.
Kind of. That's true. So, there's a new Netflix show called Get Gotti. That just came out, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and when we got on, it was #1 on Netflix, so we watched it.
And it's a documentary. If you want to switch over to me, it said, here it is, Get Gotti, told from both sides of the law. This docuseries from the makers of Fear City follows the FBI's battle to bring down infamous mob boss John Gotti, right? And we love documentaries. Like, there's a good documentary on Netflix. We're watching it. And this one was interesting. It's all about the mafia and the mob, struggle for power in New York City and kind of at the height of all of that. So, and because we watched it,
I went down a rabbit hole because there was one guy, he was very high up. He was like the underboss, I think, of John Gotti. And he was a big part in John Gotti getting convicted and sent to prison. But they never really said what happened to him, so I Googled him, and I read his whole Wikipedia, but then at the end of the Wikipedia it says because I was like, well, is he in jail? Because he killed like 20 people for multiple mob bosses. And so I wanted to see if he went to jail, and it says he got charged with 5 years, but he had already served 4 for something, so he got less than a
5
year.
years.
Yeah, because he put John Gotti in jail for life. And
So he made a deal.
he made a deal, yes.
Wow.
So then he got put in the what's it called? The
Witness
Protective
protective
services.
services in Arizona, but then he didn't like how like restrictive it was. So he was like, I don't need you guys, like I'm fine. But then he got arrested for being involved in a drug ring in Arizona with his kids and his ex-wife.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Oh, God.
What a
Yes.
man.
And his son like joined a gang, and so he joined as well. And
You know.
so
like
he
you
got
do.
charged for 20 years for that. But then he got out in 2017 and started a podcast.
Holy cow.
So he's like this like
What?
mafia murderer, like has done all these crazy things, and he started a podcast called Our Thing. He's like 78 years old now.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
And
I
he
love it.
tells the craziest stories. I've been listening to it like non-stop because I'm just so like fascinated by that lifestyle and just how like nonchalant he is about how he murdered. He like tells the story about like different people he's killed. He
Wow.
talks about like, you know, he was like, well, men are dogs, so it's okay if we go like step out on our wives basically, but if one of their wives was cheating, they would go kill the guy that she was cheating with. So it's just like very interesting. And there was like one episode where he talked about this guy who brought this girl into a restaurant that he usually took his wife to. And the mob boss came in and like called him over, and he was like, are you going to disrespect your wife like that by bringing this girl to the same restaurant that you bring her? So he was like basically saying it was disrespectful that you brought her to the same restaurant and to bring her like across the bridge to but like it's not disrespectful that he's like with another girl. But it was also
Yeah, that whole realm
Yeah.
and world is just...
well, it was also interesting because he like talked about how his friend like wanted him to. He was dying of cancer, and he asked this guy to like take his life for him, and so he agreed. And he said before he went to do it, he was like praying to God. Like he was like, I asked him for forgiveness for what I was about to do. But then the guy wound up like just dying of cancer that day. But I'm like, well, you've already
Wow.
killed like 20 other people, and but to him those were like justified, and like he didn't need forgiveness for those. So it was just they're
It's so
crazy
weird.
stories.
Yeah, I'm here on his YouTube channel. Salvador Sammy the Bull Gravano is the man in question here.
The bull.
And he's the Don of social media. Oh my gosh. And the fact that he has 577,000 subscribers,
That's crazy.
that is crazy. Because it looks like he's pulling some views too, which is crazy. Dang, that is so crazy. I don't know how I feel about this, Linz. Because
I know.
he's done so many bad things, and I'd hate to even... Ugh.
I know it's interesting because again to him it's just like that was just the way of his life.
So crazy.
You
Yeah,
know,
like,
like that's
the
just
morality.
how it is.
Like he clearly has a very strict moral code,
Yeah.
but it's just
right.
It's so skewed.
Wild.
Right?
Yes. And he talks about how they get initiated. They call them made men, like when you basically get like initiated into the mafia. And he talks about the
my.
Are
rituals.
you in the
and stuff
mafia
like
now?
that. I know so much about the mafia now.
Seriously.
Have you ever seen Goodfellas?
Yes,
Yes.
and
I love
so he
that movie.
he watched The Godfather, and I love The Godfather, and he was like shocked by how close to reality that movie was.
Have you watched Peaky Blinders?
No, I haven't watched that
Oh,
one.
you should. It's a bit more UK based,
really?
like UK gangsters, but they like feature the American mafia in a few seasons.
Oh, really? That's cool.
It's so good though.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, the documentary is interesting.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing all week is listening to.
That's awesome.
One thing about Lindsay is she will be educated on a subject.
That's all I was just about to say.
yes.
The hyper
She dives
focus.
crazy.
She just gave.
She doesn't just like, read the headline of whatever article she pulls up and reads.
I
She
dive in.
knows. She knows the family of the affected. Of
I know all week I'm like, hey, babe, blah, blah, blah. And she's just sitting there. And I'm like, do you have your headphones in? Oh, sorry. I was listening to the podcast. I was
She's like a little
what?
kid, just locked into her show, her entertainment.
Oh, that's funny. Cool. So Justin Timberlake is under a lot of heat right now.
On the
Yes.
fire.
He's in the fire. Because Britney Spears recently released a book, or what is it called?
Memoir.
A memoir, right? Just
Yeah.
talking about her life, and which must be insane. I haven't read the book, but here People Magazine says Britney Spears reveals she had an abortion because Justin Timberlake didn't want to be a father. Yikes.
Yeah. So she basically said that she got pregnant and they were only 19 at the time.
Oh, they were
And
babies.
so he just said, well, we're too young. But she said, I think in her book, she said something like, well, I didn't think it was that big of a deal because I
Yep.
knew that we were going to be together like long term and we would eventually have a family. But then they didn't wind up together. But she said it was like one of the most like painful, like traumatizing times of her life. And so Justin Timberlake is kind of getting some hate right now. So he turned off all of his comments. He hasn't posted in a while. But people are saying he did support her during her whole like conservator. What do you call it? Conservatorship or something?
yeah. Something like that. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but
Yep. So I mean, I feel like poor Britney Spears has been through so much in her life, and I'm sure that's just the reason why she is the way she is right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it says here she wrote in the book, if it had been left up to me alone, I never would have done it. And yet Justin was so sure that he didn't want to be a father. So she wrote in her book, if it had been left up to me alone, I never would have done it. And yet Justin was so sure that he didn't want to be a father. She continues, to this day, it's one of the most agonizing things I have ever experienced in my life. Which is just so
I
sad.
know, it's
so
sad.
So sad.
Today, I believe she has 2 kids. Yep, she has, after they split, she went on to become a mother, welcoming 2 sons, who are now 18 and 17, with
Wow.
her second husband, Kevin Federline.
K-Fed.
Kev Fed?
K-Fed.
Do you know who this is?
I feel like my mom and sister when I was a kid were always talking about Britney and K-Fed.
Oh, really?
And he wore Ed Hardy all the time.
Interesting.
You know, those shirts.
Oh,
My
yeah.
mom
Oh, I know
loved the
those shirts.
perfume.
Yeah.
My mom always had Ed Hardy perfume.
Yeah, K-Fed always was rocking Ed Hardy. I don't even know what he did or what he does, but he was famous for something.
Yeah, something.
Interesting. But yeah, the book is called The Woman in Me. So, yeah, I don't know. I just feel sad for her.
I know.
Like you said, I feel like she's been through so much. And yes, you're being very good, bud. So it's yeah. It's just interesting to me. I don't know. It's crazy to see. Not that I grew up with Britney Spears. She's obviously older than me, but like just seeing the evolution, right? Where you feel like they're on top of the world when it's probably the saddest times of their life, right?
Yeah.
And it's a time when things aren't as they seem.
Welcome back.
And I don't know if you can look up, Emma, has Justin Timberlake responded or given any of like his side of the story?
Probably pissed. This came at like the worst time for him because
Yeah.
his
That's
band just
right.
got back together and they went on Hot Ones and he's like
He
trying
was
to
on a
make
Mr. Beast video too recently.
Yeah, he was just on a Mr. Beast video.
He hasn't made a comment yet, but I think his wife was defending him. I mean, to be expected, I guess. But yeah, he hasn't really made any sort of comments toward it. But he is upset about it. 'Cause
It's
she just said some other things about him too. But
it's interesting how famous people like end up in such different ways. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
He was on top of the world,
Yes.
and then obviously, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know everything about Britney, but like, she had a fall, unfortunately.
Well, even
And, like,
like
Justin-
they're saying, what if she wasn't that happy this whole time? Like she
Yeah.
appears to be on top of the world, but like
Yeah, like back then. But then you look at Justin Timberlake, and he's like appeared to to be doing fine since then. He's been in movies. He has made albums. Like, he's done all this stuff, and it's just interesting.
It's an interesting parallel.
How famous people go down their paths, you know?
Yeah, and I wonder, because she was super young when she became famous, right?
Yeah, she was like in her teens.
Yeah, I feel like that always has an effect on.
Yeah, I think
on
so
people.
too. Is like almost the younger and the more famous you are, the more like issues you end up having.
Yeah, which is sad.
So, super sad. I feel bad for Britney. Matthew Perry, R.I.P.
I know, sad. These are just sad.
I know
Sad week.
some heavy topics today. We'll get to some more lighter stuff, but yeah, Matthew Perry. It sounded like he had a cardiac arrest. He was in his hot tub, and that resulted in him drowning in the hot tub. And I personally am not a huge Friends fan, or haven't been.
No, I've never watched it.
I've never watched a ton of it, but I know a lot of people. That's one of the most popular series or ongoing shows. So, yeah, pretty much just R.I.P.
Yeah.
So, okay, this next story is freaking crazy. Freaking crazy, Fletcher. So, yes, there is a video going around. I don't know if you guys have seen this, where there's a guy, he is road raging and he does something really stupid, and as stupid criminals do, they film themselves doing the crime. And this one is exactly what happened. So if you want to switch over to me, I don't even know his name or anything. All I know is that I saw this video and it blew my mind. So pretty much he's driving down the road and he's on the phone with somebody, and you can tell he's really upset. He's yelling and he keeps saying all the exits are closed. Well, the reason the exits are closed is because they have a parade going on. So they've closed the exits, and here's him yelling at the workers that are closing the exits, putting out the cones, losing his mind over this, right? And as the video goes on, he gets increasingly more and more aggressive. So he finally gets stuck in a little traffic, which makes him even more upset. But then check this out. Here's a closed exit, has cones, and what does he decide to do? Drives right through the cones.
Dude.
And actually ends up getting off the exit, which is crazy. And you can see here,
going so fast.
yeah, he's flying,
Yeah.
right?
Side.
And they have trucks blocked with arrows. You can see that guy's trying to flag him down, being like, what are you doing, man? And he just keeps going. Doesn't stop. And he actually gets on the parade route, which is
What?
just awful. Look at that guy trying to jump in front, and look at this. There are kids on the road, the closed road, right? An absolute psychopath. People are running, fearing for their lives, and look at him. Just completely
He
calm,
doesn't freaking care.
Yeah,
acting
he-
like it's a Sunday
he's so
drive.
calm.
Like nothing.
His eyes look mangled. though.
Yeah,
I know.
He's like glazed over.
And everyone's yelling at him. And if you look at the bottom left, and what's the funniest part about all this is this is his dash cam. This is not footage
Yeah,
that the
yeah.
cops are getting, right?
Multi-angle.
Multi-angle dash cam they decided to make sure to have on as he's doing this. And you can see there's a police guy trying to stop him on the motorcycle. And I think there's been incidences recently of people driving through actually trying to harm people. So I'm sure they were all thinking this of like, this is going to be another tragic story, right?
People drive through parades just to hurt people.
Yeah, like the-
like a few years ago, there were vans that were just ramming into people at parades.
Yes. So the cop is obviously, you can tell he's freaking out. Like the cop is trying to do
Yeah.
everything he
What can a
can to
little
stop
motorcycle
him.
do to a freaking?
And this guy just drives through some chairs.
Oh my!
Just calm as can be.
After he was just yelling
Yep.
on the phone, and now he's calm.
And when the cop came up to the window, you can hear him saying, he's literally yelling at the cop, "Oh, where do I get off? Where do I get off? Where do I turn? I'm trying to get out of here." Like, as if
Acting
he's
like
not
he's
doing
the
anything,
one.
right? So, yeah, I just thought this was crazy. So eventually the cops obviously catch up to him. And it was after a long time. He
Gotta
kind of
hit
was
the
just
vape.
driving his normal route.
Is he just
Trying to get
ripping
to
his
his
mom?
Just took the
Gotta-
biggest rip
gotta
off
hit
the
the
Oh, it's
vape.
fat clouds. And then eventually the police, you can see, just roll up and
Psycho.
start.
Oh, and he's trying to run.
Yes, look at this. It continues.
No.
Oh
Wow.
my! What
What?
city is this in? Did you say?
Can you look this up, Emma?
Probably
Let's get some details on the
Probably in
actual.
Florida.
Because I know, yeah, this is
Wouldn't
a
be
Florida
surprised.
This is
story
something a
for
Florida
sure.
man would do.
But
Hey,
I
don't-
know that they
don't-
end up
don't even
do
target
catching
Florida
him.
men like that.
But look at this. This video's 7 minutes long. He's still going,
Marshalls.
still driving, still going, until eventually I know that the cops catch up to him and I think end up pulling him over. So, crazy wild story. I don't know if
Is
you're
he home?
finding-
Yeah, it looks like he made it back to
he
his
made it
house.
to his destination.
And he's just sitting there, eyes closed.
Oh my gosh! I'm like, what
Wait,
is
I wanna
that
see
worth
the cops.
it?
I gotta see the cops get him. What are you doing?
That's
The
it.
end of the video
That's
because
the
that
end.
because that was his
No.
dash
Dash
cam.
That was
Probably
his
shot
dash
his
cam. He
car.
probably got out of the car and went and had a
Yeah.
nap
And didn't delete the dash cam.
yeah, and didn't think
Yeah.
anything of it, right?
Well, I've got some deets for you.
Okay, give it to us.
So he was detained and taken to jail. He was driving with a suspended license and didn't have insurance and decided to do all of that.
Oh my
Like an absolute
gosh.
genius. Let's see. He is also 17 counts of unlawful use of a weapon, 15 counts of recklessly endangering another person, 2 counts of failing to perform the duties of driver, and he's also a registered sex offender.
Oh, I did hear
I
that.
say that on this
Whoever-
Gosh,
I don't
this
even know.
guy is.
I had heard that he had
And-
like gotten charged for
Yeah. Yeah, he was convicted on sodomy and bad word charges.
R-word charges.
R-word charges.
oh
yeah.
man.
Oh my gosh.
And then again in 2016. So 1999 and 2016, he was convicted on both of those charges.
Holy cow.
And yet he did that. Like those alone are really bad, but then like knowing that you
Adding
have
that on top.
He could
Yeah.
have ran over kids and stuff.
that's
like-
crazy. I feel like he was not in his right mind though. He didn't look like he was in his right mind.
No, he looked. I wonder if he was on drugs or
Mm-hmm.
something. I don't know. But yeah, that was so crazy. We were watching. It used to be called Live PD. Now it's called On Patrol Live. But it's just it's like cops.
Yeah, just follow the cops.
They follow the cops around, and this was the crime of the week, and we were both like, "Holy, this is insane!"
Oh yeah, that's where I saw that.
Yep. So, also in the news, time to get to our T Swifty section. So,
The T-Sweeky section.
tell me a little bit about what's going on. I don't know the full story of like. I understand she's doing re-releases, but kind of give me
Yes.
the backstory of what's going on.
So, our girl,
Sweeky the Swifty.
I got you. Our girl Taylor, she a number of years ago, her master records were owned by a company, and that company was purchased by a man named Scooter Braun, and therefore was owned by someone that Taylor was not friends with.
He owned the rights.
He bought this company, I think it was called Big Machine
Hmm.
Records, that owned her master tracks, and they claimed we gave Taylor the opportunity to buy her masters, but she said no, so now Scooter owns them, and
Interesting.
then he wouldn't sell them to her, and she said that she was never given the opportunity to purchase, and so there's a lot more details that I don't really know the whole story, but then she's like, fine, I'll just re-release all of my music, I'll re-record all of it. So
Which is honestly such a boss move.
it is, it's awesome. She owns all of it. It all sounds really good, really similar. Like some of them you can't even notice differences, but there are some that like controversially do have some changes that people aren't stoked about, I think, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. But yeah, now everyone, all her Swifty fans are just gonna stream Taylor's version, and Scooter will be laughed off into oblivion.
Are the album names similar?
The same name.
Really? She
Yeah,
was able to do that.
1989.
She just puts like Taylor's version and then.
I don't think they own the rights to
That's crazy.
to like the names and the out. It's just the master tracks they own them. So she doesn't make. I don't think she makes as much or whatever. People are making money off of her music, basically. Scooter.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
dope she's done that, but it pains me that so many little weasels like that probably
Yeah,
made money off it until now. You know.
Scooter Braun sucks.
He's a
Yeah.
bad guy.
He's a bad
We don't like
guy.
Scooter.
No,
Okay.
he's a
We
bad
don't like
dude.
Scooter.
So,
Yeah, that's crazy. So pretty much, is her old stuff still available though on like Spotify and iTunes?
It's still under her name and stuff.
But she's just asking people, hey.
She's like, I mean, she doesn't even have to ask. Like, I'm releasing a Taylor's version. Some
Wow.
a-hole owns the masters. Don't stream that. Stream mine.
That's crazy.
And there's a bunch that come like from the vault, like songs that have never been heard before that were gonna be on that album that she released on her album, on her new one. So it's pretty awesome. I'm
It's
a
really
big
cool.
fan.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Good on
and
her.
All Too Well, she released a 10-minute version of All Too Well, right?
10
yeah,
minutes?
and
Yeah.
people love it.
She sang it at her concert.
Yeah.
The whole 10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah,
It's
it's, a
honestly
song.
good.
That one's from
And
Red.
I have a very short attention span, and it's good.
That one's from Red, and the song is about Jake Gyllenhaal and the scarf.
Oh yeah, he got
Ooh,
wrecked
yeah.
because
He
of
got
that.
wrecked.
Yeah,
Mm.
Chiefs lost because she didn't go to the game.
of course.
Taylor.
I don't even want to hear it.
Okay, I actually really before we move on, I looked it up. She has copyright of the songs, but not of the recordings.
Yeah.
So that's how she's
So she
able
doesn't own the
to.
masters.
So she owns like her song, so re-releasing them.
But not those specific recordings.
The
Yeah.
masters. Yeah.
Wow.
I bet
that
she
is
regrets that so
crazy.
much. I bet she's like, dang, I messed up.
How is our boy?
Well,
I
that's the thing.
wonder-
I don't think that's what she claims is she didn't mess up. She was never given the opportunity to purchase the masters because
okay.
sneaky Scooter.
And like, I wonder how much, like, whether she's actually like, she's probably lost out, right? But being able to re-release them and the hype that that's given her,
Yeah.
it
Plus her
probably gets
tour is-
close to
yeah.
evening out,
Yeah.
right? It's still crappy,
The
obviously.
situation sucks, but she's
but like
definitely doing great.
she's
Yeah,
a freaking
she's still
she
thriving.
queened. Like she did that so well. But
Yeah. I know that is so smart.
That's awesome. Holy
Sounds
cow.
like he got dropped by a lot of his current artists too.
Yeah.
Because
as
he was an
well.
agent too, right? To a lot of
Yeah,
artists.
most recently Ariana Grande dropped him
Oh, really?
Mhm.
in September.
Taylor
Wow.
Swift is the most powerful woman on the
That's all I was about to
I
say.
stand by that. When Apple Music came out in 2015, she said, "I'm not putting my music on it unless everyone gets paid better." And like all the smaller artists, she was like, "We need better numbers."
Oh wow, she wanted better pay per
Yep.
stream or whatever,
And
right?
because of her, they get paid better on Apple Music.
All right.
Do you guys
Taylor's
remember
queen.
Tidal?
Huh?
Do you remember Tidal? Was
Tidal?
it Kanye or Jay-Z tried to do that? It's like
Was it,
a music streaming platform, so they
a few
could.
years ago when Kanye released his weird little device to
Yeah.
listen to his album.
Yeah, it didn't really work out though. But I think
That was
Taylor
weird.
Swift was on that at that point too.
that's
I don't
funny.
know.
I can't remember.
Crazy. Cool. So make sure to listen to the new
89.
1989
Taylor's version.
Taylor's version, not the other one. And Lindsay had to step out, so let me scoot her chair over.
You can scoot the mic out too. It's
we go.
The chair's stuck. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Another thing we were talking about this week is a movie that came out that is now available on Netflix, right? And it's called No Hard Feelings. So the premise is these parents hire someone to date their son. I'm assuming because the son is struggling dating, or like talking to girls. I haven't seen it personally. So, but it just brought up the question for us, some interesting questions that I thought would be good to kind of go over and just discuss on here. So tell me a little bit about, you're the one that brought this up, Emma, and had thoughts on it. Taylor, Meg, have you seen it, Harry?
I have.
So you three have actually seen
Yeah.
it. So yeah, kind of give me a rundown of your thoughts.
Yeah. So, okay, really interesting premise for this movie, right? It's The idea is, I think she's 32. It centers around this 32-year-old woman played by Jennifer Lawrence, who plays her beautifully. She's amazing. Not going to argue that. But her house is in trouble, her mom's house that she inherited, and she needs money. So she answers this Craigslist ad that the parents are asking someone to date their son, and the date is in quotation marks. So in the movie, when she's interviewing for this, she's like, do you mean date him or date him? And the parents say, date him hard. And she says, I'll date his brains out. And this is a 19-year-old that they're talking about, and she's 32. And it just makes me really uncomfortable. I haven't seen it. I don't know how they play this or whatever. But just, like, if the roles were reversed, how creepy that would be. And I still think it's creepy. Like, the premise of hiring, like, a 32-year-old, what is it, like a 13-year age gap, to this literal child. Like, I know he's an adult technically, but he's 19. He's a little baby. And throughout the movie, it's basically her trying to seduce him and, like, have sex with him. And she asks him at one point, and then he's like, oh, I want to wait. And then I think he asks and she wants to wait. I don't know for sure. But it just brought up a lot of questions for me where it was like, and they've kind of responded to this, the actors and the producers and everything. And they're like, how many times has movies like this been made where it's the older man and the younger woman? But I just think this is a poor way to address that. Like, flipping the script is not necessarily a good thing in my mind. Especially when it's presented like this, where it's just like a funny thing. Like, oh yeah, like he needs to just get laid, so let's hire a 32-year-old. Like, that's pretty disturbing to me. But I've also heard the movie is really good, and a lot of people really like it, and I haven't actually seen it. So
yeah, what are your guys' thoughts?
Maggie?
I've seen it, and I didn't really think. I need to be better about being aware of, like, how situations are. I watched it. They say funny things. Like, I wasn't paying attention very well to, like, the actual idea of it, because it's just, like, they really make it humorous. So you forget that it's, like, weird. But as soon as you brought that up, I definitely thought, like, can you imagine if roles were reversed? If it was the older man, like, pretty much mauling because she, like, mauls him, like, just so much touching. Ooh. So much, like,
really,
yes,
that's so creepy.
And yeah, if roles were reversed, that is just as messed up as how it is now. So I mean, after you mentioned it, it made me consider it more of, like, how it is a little messed up.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with all of that. Like, it is really funny. It's a funny movie. And the director has said that it's more supposed to be like a cautionary tale about helicopter parenting, because it's their fault that they made him weird, I guess. And so they're trying to, like, right their wrongs. But it is a great point that if a movie, the opposite of it, could not be made. Like, you know, a grown man
but
trying
that's
to...
not, the fact that it couldn't be made the opposite isn't necessarily, like, the director's fault.
Yeah.
That's just the issue with
there's
society.
plenty of movies
Do you know what
make
I mean?
it the opposite.
Like, that's just how the world is, right?
Yeah.
But, like,
I mean, but, like, at the same time, how cautionary is a cautionary tale if you don't present it as a cautionary tale? Like, they're presenting
they're not trying
it
to educate, right?
No, it's just a fun thing. So, like, I don't think I wouldn't, like, look at it and just be like, oh, LOL, I shouldn't be a helicopter parent. Like, I don't think a soul's gonna get that from it.
Yeah.
Mostly what they're gonna get is, I don't know. Like, I don't know what they're gonna get from that.
People are just gonna laugh at it.
It's so funny, like, this, but if in reality, like, a little 19-year-old kid who this 32-year-old grown woman is just heavily coming onto would probably be terrified.
Yeah.
But maybe flattered. But, like, it just, I don't know. It gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I think that might be a lot of 19-year-old young males' fantasies, to be honest. I'm
Maybe,
being flat out.
but,
I don't
like-
think a lot.
But it's
of them
not a
would
good
be-
thing.
I'm agreeing.
I
with
hate
you.
that
I'm just saying,
the
like,
parents forced it. Like,
Yeah.
and they force it
Yeah,
hard.
but
Like
they-
they sit down with her and she's like,
That's so creepy.
I'm 30.
'Cause I'm assuming he doesn't know.
No.
The
No.
parents have put her up to
Uh-huh.
this.
He just
so he thinks it's real.
Yeah.
He just thinks that she
Right.
thinks he's cute and
Yeah.
But he's not
They
like.
do find a connection at the end, and then they're both she realizes that she cares about him, but not in that way that she's been forced to do the whole movie.
Thank
Spoiler.
goodness.
Yes,
She
so she's
becomes like an aunt or something.
yeah, she like
to
cares about.
it.
No, not
After
in
they've
it.
tried to have
I mean,
sex.
he is,
That's what I
he
mean,
is
like,
19
what?
years old. I mean, he's an adult.
Yeah.
I just think
true.
the forceful idea. If two people want to be together, 19 and 32, great, whatever. Like it's legal, whatever. But
Imagine thinking
the
someone
forceful
loves you
subject of
or
it.
wants you for you, and then
And
finding
then-
out that your parents.
Yeah.
No, and
that's-
he's
And
heartbroken.
obviously,
at the
this
end.
is
It's
a
sad.
movie, so this isn't.
Well, it's actually interesting thing is it is based off an actual Craigslist ad. So
Oh,
like
yikes.
the writer found this ad and he's like, dude, like look at this ad, and they're like, no way, like what would it be like if this was answered? And then that's how it was built. So
One review I'll add to this movie is they just don't make them like they used to. Like The Hangover,
Mm-hmm.
you know, all those
Yeah.
funny movies. This one just didn't.
They
it,
just
it
can't.
didn't.
They can't make him like that anymore, though.
It didn't
you
stack.
know?
It didn't stack up.
No.
Because I haven't seen a good funny, like
Yeah.
Step Brothers. Like that is one of the funniest movies ever.
There's too many.
And this one just
It
doesn't.
got so
it doesn't
cheesy.
hold up.
They
At
can't
times,
make
this
them
movie
like
was
that
so
anymore.
cheesy and weird.
That is the issue with comedies now. They're just so cheesy.
Yeah.
Like. Okay.
Can't make them like they used to.
Yep. That's a good ender on that. So the next thing is also kind of comedic, and it is Skims. Skims is owned by Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
Right? It's her company. She's the CEO, I'm assuming, right? And they just came out with an awesome new line of clothing. Meg, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. So, Skims came out with a new bra that has built-in nipples,
Permanent.
permanent.
Yes.
But after looking at a few articles, there are a few people who find zero humor in this, and I would have never thought this
Is it
until
supposed to be
reading this.
funny? I actually didn't know this was on the. I haven't heard this yet, so I'm.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
the-
she
Go ahead.
launched her line, and she makes underwears, bras, like undergarments, like body slimmers, like that's what she makes, and comfy clothes, sweats, t-shirts, and she made this bra that has permanent hard nipples in the bra, built in, just on the outside of the cup, and yeah, they're
When you wear a shirt.
So when you wear a
So is
shirt,
it-
a tight shirt, you can, or a shirt, you just, the bra that you're wearing constantly, you can see a hard nipple. And like,
hell?
she,
amen.
I know. Okay. So that was my initial thought. Okay. Is like, why, what's the point of this? Like Miley Cyrus pushed the Free the Nip so hard. Like, I guess in early 2000s, Victoria's Secret tried to make a nipple bra and everybody was like, what? Like that's like
Oh,
people
that's
try to
interesting.
hide it. Like why? But this girl who spoke about it said that she was a cancer survivor and she like was so excited for this bra because she now like felt like herself again. And like I actually know somebody who had a mastectomy, that's how you say it, right? But then when she got to put tissue back, she didn't have her nipple and actually went and got it tattooed on. So there's like little things, and she like felt so much more comfortable having it tattooed on, like got like a 3D looking tattoo to have her nipple on. Like she
That is
just,
so
there's like
interesting.
things that as I was reading this, I'm like, you wouldn't really think because you don't go without those things that would make you feel more normal. But this girl just shares it, like after having, you know, you can get nipple reconstruction after surgeries. So some of these cancer survivors were just sharing how much they love that and feel that they are confident in their pre-cancer body again. So I don't know. I initially thought, and the way that Kim did the video, like, what did she say? She said something about
We've got the video.
the
in here if we
icebergs.
wanna
Yeah,
link
I
it.
mean, we can watch the video, but like,
It's so weird.
icebergs don't go. The way she did the video, yeah, you show the video.
Yep, I've got it pulled up here.
You have to bottom right. There you go.
The sea levels are rising. The ice sheets are shrinking. And I'm not a scientist, but I do believe everyone can use their skill set to do their part. That's why I'm introducing a brand new bra with a built-in nipple. So no matter how
Oh my
hot it is,
gosh.
you'll always feel cold. Some days are hard, but these nipples are harder.
What the
And
hell?
the icebergs, these aren't going anywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Ultimate nipple bra.
What does that even mean?
Okay, and so after seeing that, I feel like these people are just trying to make the most out of it.
Yeah.
Kim's ad obviously is not directed to make cancer survivors feel any better. At least if that was her idea, she should have done a way different video. If that was her idea.
You can
So-
tell she released this product line not for that purpose.
No,
you
no,
know?
and that's how you know the intentions aren't
Yes.
there. So don't try to backtrack and be like, well,
Yes.
this is what.
This is why.
Yeah, because no, that is crazy.
Who
but
wrote that script?
I don't know.
Who did that?
I don't know, but okay. So
Here's my question though: is that the new fashionable thing?
Yes.
it has been.
Oh,
Clicking
Total.
camera.
Oh no!
Oh, da da.
Someone said, "Here's the thing, though. Is that the new?"
I can restart
new
that.
thing?
Should I say it again?
Yep.
Yeah. So is this the new fashion?
But here's my question: is that like the new fashionable thing? Right? Is the free the nip now a fashion choice?
Yes.
Right? Like, would you say that's why she did it?
okay. See, but
I feel
here's the
like
weird
yes.
thing. If it was, why not just not wear a bra? Like, why wear a bra
Because
with the nipples?
I think she wants it to like her
More
statement
prominent,
is like
right?
I want you to not only know that I don't have a bra, and I want you to just clearly see that I'm not wearing a bra. I don't know.
As I wear a bra.
As I wear a bra. I don't know.
I think like what kind of worries me about that is like that will be like look perfect, right? It will look like the perfect boobs
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's a bra, but like they don't actually look like
I
that.
know.
They're like funky sizes
Yeah.
and shapes,
I don't know. This is
and that's
interesting.
weird. So like, what's the purpose? That's
She's like
funky.
normalizing the normal body, but making
But
it
not
fake
normal.
and perfectly circle. I think for the cancer survivors,
That's
is
great.
awesome. And
Yeah.
like, but that's not how she directed it. And there's other ways that you can do that. Like there's so many little inserts you can wear and different ways that you can feel and get the same result as a cancer survivor than this bra. But I don't know, because also Kim is freaking killing it. She just partnered with the NBA too, and is their
That's
official
right.
underwear sponsor of the NBA.
Wow.
And she like got some very good-looking athletes to model her underwear. No, not
Just
him.
kidding.
It's
But
funny-
like, I'm like,
Pizza.
she's doing a lot right now. She's juggling a lot, and people love her stuff. Whether or not this
Yeah.
nipple bra does well, she has got the NBA in her pocket now, and
It's funny that
Crazy.
they haven't actually, as far as I'm aware from what I saw on Twitter, they haven't actually signed the WNBA yet.
Oh,
They just skipped straight past it, went to the NBA and doing men's.
that's crazy. Actually,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
probably. I mean, maybe she just wanted to push the men's line more. That's a brilliant way to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
her
it'd be
women's has already
interesting-
done really well. So
It'll be interesting to see if it catches on. You
I
know,
know.
like
True.
I want, like, is this gonna be something you just see
I want to
everywhere
see the
now?
numbers
True.
of the nipple bra sales so
Yeah.
bad.
But my also thought is like, is it gonna have people that don't wear a bra
Start
be
wearing a bra.
self-conscious because they're like, I don't want to be people thinking I'm wearing a fake nipple bra.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't
It's just
know.
so strange.
Or everyone's just like, damn, I usually wear a bra. I better take mine off so that I look like Kim now. Like,
That's true.
LOL.
Hey.
I'm sorry,
like
but that would be
opposite.
like the.
opposite influeing, just
Oh
like.
my gosh. Interesting. Yeah, that'll be. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna
Be fun to
take,
see.
but-
You don't have to buy the nipple bra, but Skims does have some very nice stuff.
They do.
So,
For
Some
sure.
nice undies.
yeah.
Cool. You heard it here first.
Skims
So
sponsor us, even though we just shit
Yes,
on your
please.
nipple bra.
okay. Interesting story. Colorado football players robbed from UCLA locker room following Saturday's game, which is crazy to me. That, yeah, it's a college, but I don't know. Harry, tell me a little bit about this. What happened?
Yeah, so during the game, Colorado lost for one.
They did.
But I guess thieves broke into the UCLA practice or athletics facility, broke into the locker room, robbed a bunch of jewelry, like thousands of dollars worth of jewelry, and then also like not even just the players, but like the cameramen that film the team, stuff like that. Like
Wow.
they had
So
all their
pissed.
money lost and some gear was lost and blah blah blah. And obviously Colorado have been in the news a lot this year because of Coach Prime,
Yep.
his sons, Travis Hunter, blah blah blah. And he wants them to be reimbursed. I don't know who he wants to reimburse them.
I'll tell you who and
Okay.
who's in the wrong here.
Oh.
UCLA.
Let's hear it.
UCLA.
Yeah,
A
has to be.
1,000%, dude.
Yeah.
How do you not have security
Facts.
at each locker room,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
not on the inside, obviously, but
Yeah.
on the doors, like
that
has to
seems,
be.
yeah, that seems ridiculous, honestly. Like, and I think it's totally on UCLA to prevent that from happening. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys think.
And they play at the Rose Bowl. That's their home stadium.
Yeah,
which is,
exactly.
Like one of the most famous stadiums in
Yep.
America. Like we can't get some decent security at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
seems
it's wild. Bit fishy. But I mean, it's also like it kind of opened my eyes a little bit to the fact that a lot of these boys playing for Colorado and UCLA, they're like 19, 20. Do you know what I mean? Like they're still so young, and then like because of all this new NIL, like the way it's legal now, things like that, they can all get paid. Like some of the stuff they're bringing, like why even bring it to the game? You know,
Yeah.
like iced out Rolex watches,
Oh,
huge
gosh.
chains, like you know what I mean? You're
yeah.
like, I get it. You want to flex, like they're a very flexy team, but I mean, it's just kind of wild. Like,
Yeah, that's a
know?
crazy story. I
When
can't.
I was in college, when I went to an away game, I probably had like, I don't know, like $1 in my bag.
Maybe
If
some
someone broke
chapstick.
into the locker
Some
room, like
chapstick.
what?
True.
You're gonna steal my
Because the
bank
stigma
card
is like
that's in the
poor
red? Like,
college kid, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but these
But
guys
not
are
these kids.
they're millionaires. Like,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Okay, I likey TikTok a lot.
Okay.
And I especially like nostalgic TikTok. So, what I mean by that is I get these TikToks all the time about nostalgic things
Mm.
from the 90s or early 2000s, and it really revs my engine and gets me going.
Nice.
So, yes, nice. Switch over to this. I wanted to just click through this. It says things from your childhood that you'll find nostalgic. Part 7. I need to go watch part 1 through 6, but here's part 7. And I just want you guys to give your feedback. Is this stuff you had in your childhood? Does this bring does this rev your engine? So first one is this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Engine revved.
Yeah, this brought This
I can
This is
smell
like
it.
a
I can't
paint-
even
I was
tell
just
what
gonna
that
say I
is.
can smell that.
This is like
Yeah.
a paint drying rack in like
Yes.
a nursery.
So you
Okay.
paint and go
do
throw
your
it on.
crafts,
And you put it on the shelf.
and then the next day you come and it's all dry
And the paper's all like crinkled
Yeah,
a little
man.
bit from how it's dry.
You get home for your mom, and you're
Yes.
like, "Mom, look what I made."
yes.
I never ever.
Okay,
saw
next
that.
You
one.
never saw one of those?
Mm-mm.
That's crazy.
Really?
Probably I was homeschooled for my childhood. Maybe that's why.
Probably why? Because I think this
'Cause that
was
was
for
in
the
classroom.
masses to be able to dry
Ah.
the artwork.
Yeah.
Right.
See,
Next one is this.
definitely
container.
did that one.
Oh yeah.
What-
I loved those. Those made me so
Oh.
excited.
A
And the
fresh
artwork
one.
that came.
Oh
Just
yeah.
get your little cup with water in it.
Oh yeah.
Dip it in the paint.
And then they're all the same color by the end.
Yes.
Yes.
The top layer is all like
Yeah.
purple.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. This pen.
Mm-hmm.
I never bought one of those pens myself, but the
Really?
amount that I found, stole, borrowed from people,
Confession time.
Oh.
yeah, they're awesome.
I got a fat one of those, and it was for my scriptures, and I would mark up my scriptures with like
Oh,
this
yeah.
huge one, and it was like not just a pencil, it was like a thick piece of crayon that was like.
Wow.
Did you like have different colors for different topics ever?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to stay organized even
Me
though I
too.
didn't read
It
or
never
understand
actually
a
worked.
word of the scriptures.
When
but
I was bored
tried.
in class, I would try and wedge as many out as possible.
Yeah.
See how many I could get
Yeah,
out,
try
you
and
know-
get like 3 done at the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time.
I also
Go ahead.
had these cool stickers that I stuck all over my scriptures, and they like went behind the words.
Yeah.
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 I was cool for
What are
having
your
that.
Yeah.
It was-
scriptures?
What?
Like the Book of Mormon.
The Bible.
Oh, you had to do that in school?
No, I did this just. I
In
had
church.
that
Church.
outside of,
Oh.
Yeah.
but
But yeah, this pen, man. Woo.
Legendary.
You were the
Like just feeling
coolest.
it, and the way that it like pushed against the other ones, and the click at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
whoever started those is a genius.
Yeah, this was I use this religiously. This one though.
Yes.
I have
Oh
no
my
idea what that is.
gosh.
Andy still gets Scooby-Doo fruit snacks. He loves
They don't
them.
make them the same though.
They don't,
I want that
but-
blue one. I want a
Blue,
Yeah.
yes.
That blue one
The
is.
blue one, everyone. If you've had these, the blue one is S tier, superior.
I've never even seen that before.
We gotta,
Oh my
we gotta
gosh.
track some down for Harry.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love that.
Next one are
Oh yeah.
these McDonald's toys, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Are
This
they
one
Sonic?
didn't
I
hit for
actually-
me.
Oh,
I
that monkey
remember
ball
those.
one in the middle,
Yeah.
bottom middle, that is awesome.
So this is doing it for you.
This is doing it for me
I
right.
remember these so clearly too.
Really?
I don't remember those.
I got nothing.
This.
That's iconic right there.
Okay,
If you don't
Harry
know
knows
that-
what this
if you
is.
don't know that,
Taylor,
it's wild.
without saying what it is, do you know?
TV commercial?
Oh my
No.
gosh.
I
No.
think I
Meg?
know
Crazy.
what this is.
Meg,
Honda-
does this look familiar?
Toyota Corolla?
No, I don't know what that is.
Ooh, we may need to
Whisper it to
play
me if
another
you think
video.
oh, okay, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I say next time we'll show you this.
Is this
Yeah.
just like a if you know, you know, or if I see it, am I gonna be like, oh, duh?
Yeah, we'll see next
So
time.
which one?
If you,
is
if you
it?
know, you know.
If you know, you know.
So
for
I'm
sure.
not gonna.
You
Know.
would
If I don't
know for-
recognize
yeah,
this,
yeah,
then
you
I have
wouldn't
no
know.
idea what it is.
Okay.
Probably.
Yep. So the next one is this.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh.
Wait.
I know.
You
Dude.
I also had one that was like balls, like they were like little, like
Yeah.
they look like
I know
like
what you
marble.
mean.
What?
They were just like
balls.
That did what?
Oh my gosh! I
That did what?
search stackable pen, but like ball stack.
Oh, I think I
There it is.
ball stack.
I will not be searching that on my computer.
I did.
It pulled up.
Yes, that.
She's
It's like,
here.
It was the same thing, but like ball form. That's how
I'll take your word for it. Okay, the next one.
I'm gonna dismiss myself.
Bro.
Ew. I actually
What am I
hated
looking
those.
at?
You're looking at a cup of dirt. As they are called.
They make them during
Dude.
Halloween.
This
time,
takes me
like
back.
the
It was
graves.
chocolate pudding,
Pudding.
crushed up Oreos
Mm.
with a gummy worm on top. And when you saw these in the cafeteria, whoo, you know it was going to be a good day.
Did you guys all do cafeteria lunches, or would you bring lunch from home?
I did cafeteria lunches up until high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
would
junior
bring-
high. I would pack a little bit more because I was like,
Okay.
Really?
thought it was fun. In junior
I
high,
never.
My mom sometimes would pack me one.
field trips always packed. Like,
Okay,
Oh yeah, the
like
field trip
coolest ones.
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
Lunchables.
how did it work? You could just eat for free at school?
Oh no, Sonny. Let me educate you.
Yeah, give
They-
me the-
Let me educate you on the American.
I'd love to know.
They will come
School
for you,
system.
Harry. They will come for you.
Lunch lady will.
Let's
freaking-
just say
You have a card, like a school
this
card.
is super sad. I want to bring down the mood,
Let's hear it.
but I would go and hide in the bathroom because I didn't have money for school lunch
No.
and couldn't eat, and I was too embarrassed to tell my friends that. So I would just be like, "Oh, I didn't bring my lunch. I'm not that hungry," and I'd go hide from them. So I
Wait,
think
why would you have to hide from them?
Because he didn't want them.
I didn't want them to know I couldn't afford.
Oh, your friends, not
my
the
friends.
lunch ladies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you
Because
can't
I would
even-
go up in the lunch lady and be like, "You have no balance on here.
Mm-hmm.
You need to call your mom." And I'm like, "Oh, frick."
Oh, so they don't even let you in the cafeteria.
You
They
couldn't
let
even
us
get
go
your
in.
No,
meal.
you'll freaking stand in line, walk all the way up there, and she's off.
Yeah.
You don't have balance.
No,
So
they
you
let
can't
me
even
go.
go
Call your
hang
mom.
out? You
They
can't
would
even...
let
You
me
could
go
go
in the
sit
hall,
there
like
with all your
$40.
homies and like,
But what are you going to tell your homies?
I'm poor.
I'm poor. you
Right.
know?
No, I
Yeah.
remember one time being like $25 or $30 over, and they were just like, "We don't need it. We can't send the bill again. We're gonna have to call home if you don't like. You need to take this bill to your parents so that they pay it." And I took my bill home, and then my parents were like, "Why didn't you tell us you're out of lunch money?"
Yeah, and I know California just passed something that is getting free lunches, which I think is so important.
They're trying to do it in England, too.
Like, that might be that kid's only meal.
No,
Yeah.
They need to realize.
there's some people
You know
who
what I mean?
eat
Like-
lunch on Friday, and that's the last thing they eat until they come
Yep.
to school on Monday.
Yep.
Shout out Marcus Rashford. He's a Premier League football player. He's a big advocate for free
Free
school
lunch.
lunches.
Yeah,
for,
That's me.
I've heard of a lot of like rich people that will go and like pay off
All the
Because
balances.
Meg's right. They'll let you go into a few bucks of debt, like
Yeah.
to a certain amount, and they'll be
Then you
like-
hit that line.
But then you'll hit a line, and they're like, "Dude,
ain't graduating until you pay
we've given you so
That sort of line.
Yeah, and it's not that expensive. I feel like my mom would like write a check for like $20 and it'd get me by for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah, I just remember that was like very traumatizing as a kid for me of like
So sad.
not being able to eat,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and especially in such a public place,
Uh-huh.
right? So
Yeah.
With all your homies.
And like you play
Yeah.
so hard as a kid, you're always hungry. Like you
Well,
just do
starving,
so much,
yeah.
like you're
And
always.
you've got to
hungry.
stick to the status quo
Yeah,
in the American high school musical cafeteria, too. So,
you do. Gotta
right?
dance on those
okay, let's
tables.
continue. Sorry,
So,
sorry
that's
guys.
my bad.
Sorry to
for
bring the
interrupting.
mood down, but do you recognize this place, Harry?
Wait, hold up. We
Hang
can't
on.
see it.
Oh, switch over. Do you recognize this place?
Oh.
I
do.
don't.
I do.
I've never
I
been
do.
in one that looks like this, but I know exactly what it is just based off the colours.
What?
That's got to be an old school Taco Bell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ding,
yeah.
ding, ding. We-
Dude,
Just from the
bro.
brand.
remember how magical fast food places were when
So
we were a kid?
magical.
Yeah.
They were the
You go
best.
inside, like the McDonald's play
Yeah.
house,
So awesome.
Yeah.
and do you remember? Was it Pizza Hut that had the bar,
Yeah.
the salad bar?
Yeah.
Yes.
Still do in
the
England.
baby corns.
Yes.
What did you
Never
just
eat 'em.
say, Harry?
Pizza Hut's in England, or the Pizza Hut local to me in England still has a big buffet
It
salad bar and
does?
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
And do you remember the red cups for your soda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How nostalgic!
Man,
Like
this
the
Taco
plastic
Bell's
ones?
hitting.
I heard
Are we
that.
doing it?
I heard that
Are
on
we gonna
these.
order Taco Bell?
I just
Let's
meant
do
this
it.
picture of the Taco Bell.
I'm down.
I'm so
Reminds me
hungry.
exactly
I know.
of
I
it.
heard
We've been
that.
talking about food too much today.
I heard that in these old Taco Bells, they used to have like lines on the tables so you could play the coin game, where you have to
They-
roll it and stop
They
it.
have at my Taco Bell. They had a coin, like you drop it in.
Yes.
And you have to like
You twist it.
twist it.
Yes.
To fall down.
And you get a free like
if you get it down to the bottom level, you'd get like a free.
Mild sauce.
taco or something.
See
I
if you
have
can
no
find
idea
it
what
on there,
that
just
is.
Taco Bell coin game.
That sounds fun though.
There it is.
Yes.
Put him in.
So click the picture on the far
That
right.
just sounded the
It does
same.
a little
That
bit
was-
of art there for you. You can kind of see
This
the
one?
Yeah, like you can kind of see how it works in that. Like if you could get it down to that red level.
Oh, without it
Oh.
falling.
Yeah, and so now click on that one. So yeah, see the spinner on the top?
Oh.
If you could spin it, you'd
Oh.
have to like and get it to fall all the way down on that bottom one. Then you'd get like a free something.
Oh, that's so
Wow,
fun. I
that's
love
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, this one does it for me. Holy.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
This one I have no idea.
I'd
do.
seen that before.
What is it?
It's
It's
a clock. That's how they taught us how to tell
Yeah.
time on an analog clock.
Really?
I should have paid attention more.
When I was in first grade, I admitted to my first grade teacher that I was cheating on the analog clock tests.
Okay.
And I think she felt bad for me because she didn't get mad at me. And she was like, I just want you to learn how to be able to
Aw.
Read time.
read time on a regular clock.
She's like, okay, you're just cheating yourself.
Oh my
so
god.
nice to me about it. But that's what the memory that got brought back up
Okay.
when I saw that clock.
Let's keep going.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
That
yeah.
picture smells good to me.
Yes.
Yes.
Very, very distinct. Holy cow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely no idea.
I see these in memes like
Oh
when
my
I take my
gosh.
Flintstone.
Those were the nastiest.
What?
I never
and
had
I
these.
love
I
them.
hated them.
Literally looks
I
like dog
love
treats
them.
to me.
The red ones were the best.
Yeah, I never had these, so they don't do it for me. Not super nostalgic. Okay, this next one.
Oh, yeah. I had one
Bro.
of those.
This one.
Mine looked a little different, but
I don't know.
one
The
of my
amount
homies had
of-
that one.
Playtime
Yeah.
with this toy. This carried my childhood and entertained me for so long.
Wow.
Oh man. Okay, next one.
Oh, yeah.
Those for
The
sure.
barrels.
Little juice barrels.
Yes, so good. I don't know what this is. Do you guys have any idea?
No.
Looks like a VR headset.
It's like a video game type.
Oh wait,
Are those
Situation.
small or are they big?
Those
Well,
are
it looks
small.
like
My friend-
albums or something.
my friend had those. I'm pretty sure you can stick them into that thing and like play a little game.
Or
But they were like
music.
also keychain toy. things.
Oh.
Interesting.
Oh, it's music.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like
I think
it's
my
album
sister had one of
covers.
these, and you could put it in. Yeah, it had like one or two songs on it, and you could listen to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you recognize that,
Oh,
please let us know in the
damn.
comments.
Bro, Trix yogurt.
That was so.
Do you
oh,
remember
Does that
this?
still exist?
those pumpkins?
Not the same.
That pumpkin
but-
art on the bottom one, right one. That's bringing back some
Yes,
cool memories.
I
It's
know.
not even pumpkin flavored. It's like a game. It's like a game you play on the
Yes.
side. You're supposed to
And
like
like
find.
I can taste these still.
Stirring that
Yeah.
was like the best. Like
That looks
this,
disgusting.
With the Scooby Doo
They're
fruit
so
snack.
good.
Please.
That
So
looks
good.
like the putty that you play with, you know, where
Like
you buy
Flarp?
putty.
It
Yeah.
looks like
Yep.
Flarp. Yeah.
No, dude, that stuff
Slime.
is so good.
I can still hear
Yeah.
the sound of the thing on the top.
Oh,
though.
dude, and
Oh,
when
yeah.
you rip that thing off,
Oh yeah.
you just lick off
Oh,
the
yeah.
And if
best
you didn't have
part.
if you didn't have a spoon, you'd kind of fold the lid and just use it as a spoon.
Mm-hmm.
I would just squeeze,
He's like,
just vacuum
it was a
it
drink,
up.
the yogurt that turned into a Danimal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
you
know
know
it
the
was a good
teacher
day.
was not
Every
ready,
church
wanting to
let-
teach
that
that
reminds
day.
me
No.
of church too. They
Church
roll
for
that in. I'm
sure.
like,
Your
yeah.
teacher's just hung over, wheeling that thing in.
Yeah, and they're just
Oh.
like,
This
put
was
on
the-
some Bill Nye or Magic School Bus today.
Bill, Bill, Bill.
these were the best days in school.
Oh,
Yes.
so good.
When that started wheeling in, you'd hear it down the hallway.
Yep.
And you're like, yeah.
Everyone's just so pumped. We're doing movies today. Okay.
Yes.
Oh
What?
my
Yes.
gosh.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
the
the
smell of
bubbles.
these? It
They were
smelled like
so
nail
weird.
remover.
Yeah,
nail
those were
polish
strong.
remover.
No
like
idea.
that could not
Yeah.
be
How
safe.
was that FDA?
Is that food?
No.
No.
Oh, right.
No, you
Toy.
literally put a little goop on the end of this straw, this tiny straw,
Okay.
and it'd make this like
That
hard
bubble
bubble
right there.
Yeah.
right
Oh.
here,
But, like,
right?
You could play with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was
So weird.
It was very weird.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on. I'm
Is
probably
this just an old soccer ball?
What the
That's
heck?
just like yeah, honestly, just an old soccer you play till it like all
What?
peeled
This
off.
wraps Harry's
Yeah, that.
Because everyone was silent. Harry was like, yeah.
the
That's
only
like-
one. Harry's like,
I can't even explain to you the memories of that right there.
I think what this image is portraying, though,
I have
for
no
us,
idea.
is just like old,
like imagine
sport balls at recess. Like, imagine the football or the basketball you played with at recess.
Every
and how it's
recess
just-
They're giving me that ball at recess, bro. I'm changing
But
schools.
you know what I'm talking
No,
about.
I
like-
had balls like that.
this is like the type of ball that you would play.
Meg, we're making a compilation. Of
I don't know
Meg's
why.
been a little
I
crazy
have
today.
Body talk today.
Nut.
I've tried.
All right,
I
this
can
one.
hear that.
Pencil sharpener.
So
I
loud.
can feel it. 'Cause you have to put your hand on top.
To make it.
Put your hand, boom, hold it down.
Eat my pencil.
You
The
know.
teacher's just waiting for you to
Yeah.
stop because
Yes.
it's loud as
Yes.
shiz.
And then the worst is you put it in, you pull the pencil out, and then the tip breaks off or falls out. 'Cause
Every
you
time.
went a little too hard, so you gotta
Uh-huh.
go again.
Or you like
Your
push too
heart's
hard on the
just,
one
like,
side.
going so-
You're like close to being sharp enough, not quite. Oh, then it breaks.
It breaks. You're like,
It's
crap.
Did you guys ever have the hand crank ones?
Oh, of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
man.
Those
I had
you can
one
smell.
built into my
I can
into a
smell
cupboard in my
those,
house.
man.
That's awesome.
It's very cool.
Okay.
You had to go emptied out. Oh,
Yeah.
I love
I
these.
don't know what these are.
I
No.
was actually thinking about these the other day at the
It's-
gas station. I
They
saw
look
something
yummy,
that
but I
looked
have no idea.
Yogurt covered fruit flavored snack.
Oh, we had
They like
something
melt in your
similar.
mouth. Yeah,
We had something similar.
They're good.
Mm-hmm.
those
Okay.
are good.
Whoa.
Xbox 360,
Yep. Xbox 360 gamer picture.
Wow.
the Modern
And
Warfare
I
2
would always
lobbies.
pick this guy.
I was not an Xbox child.
I was the panda.
I think
I
I did
was
the
the
soccer
panda.
ball. Why was I so weird?
It was the panda or just the green
Oh,
Xbox one.
bro.
Oh,
This does it for you? Really?
Sent me. That just
from
sent
the cereal
me-
box.
Yeah,
you get
from
that.
the cereal.
These
get
two,
You
man.
get that from a cereal box.
I'm gonna start
In the
crying.
bottom of it, you dig past all the
I'm gonna-
cereal and you grab the spoon
I'm gonna
and you eat
start-
your cereal with it.
I'm weeping.
I used to have 2 bowls of cereal just so I could finish the last box, so I could be the first to open the box
Yeah.
with a toy in,
Bro.
you know? I would like have extra
That was
cereal.
Those
brilliant. The fact they
lightsaber-
stopped doing that is so
I
sad.
feel
Yes.
I feel robbed.
Those are the greatest.
You were robbed. If you don't know
I
what
had.
that
don't
is,
know.
I had a red one, a blue one, and a green one.
They had all the colors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you just had to buy hella cereal to get it all.
I always.
we were a big
Mom,
cereal
please,
household.
please,
Oh, yeah.
please,
My
can we get
friend's
the
mom
can
wouldn't
we
let
get
her
the
have cereal in
lightsaber
the morning. She
spoons?
could only
Here's
have
my
hot
question.
breakfast for school.
What the heck?
And I was like, that's the
Uh-uh.
best thing ever.
Yes.
Bring back toys.
Here's my question. How do you wash it?
So see the plastic
don't.
part? It comes off.
It does?
Yeah.
So the bottom,
They gotta bring this back.
the bottom handle. the
They gotta
bottom-
bring this back.
The bottom
Imagine-
handle is just like a laser pointer,
Yeah.
and then the top is like a.
Imagine the joy in Fletcher's face if he
Oh my
he
god.
poured his
If he
cereal
rips
out
open
and he
his
got
cereal
one of
box
them.
and gets
Okay,
that.
let's go to the next one. That one's awesome. I feel sad
just
that I
brought
didn't
back
experience
so
that.
Yeah, that
much
one's
to my
wicked.
soul. Oh yeah,
Yep.
those are good.
Oh.
Cereal straws. I remember seeing them. I don't think I ever had them though
Those are bussin'.
as a kid.
I like
we
the
had
milky
chocolatey
ones.
ones, but
yeah.
not fruity ones.
GameCube.
Whoa.
Just the game section.
Man,
Because here's the thing. My dad was a gamer.
Oh.
hell yeah.
He loved games, and new games would come out on like a Friday. So he'd come and, hey Bubba, do you wanna go to Walmart with me? And I'd be like, hell yeah. And we would go. And we would just sit there. Oh, that one looks cool. That one looks cool. And my dad would just buy like 3 or 4 games.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
So then, by the time I was a teenager, we literally had built-in drawers for our games.
That's cool.
And they were labeled and alphabetical because there were so many.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Games.
That's awesome,
Right?
bro. Yeah.
So this brings back some really good memories for
That's
me
good.
of
That's
going
so
to
fun.
going to Walmart with my daddy.
Dude, I used to save all my money to buy video games for my
Same.
GameCube. I loved my GameCube.
Yes.
GameCube was elite.
It was so fun.
Smash Bros. Melee.
Yeah.
I still love it. We should play it.
Yeah, I still have my GameCube and all the games safe.
That's awesome.
Really?
That's really
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yep, I have all
We
my
played it, like-
controllers.
Wow.
Like
Wow,
my
go,
GameCube was my.
I have a memory.
It's the first system I got, prized possession.
Were you guys? You guys had Wii, right? Everyone had a Wii.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
I was the last kid on the planet to get one, but I had one.
Yeah. And I remember like we get the Wii, and I think if you just buy the game, it only came with one controller or something, right? And my dad was like, "No, we need more." So we drove, bought like a bunch of Wii controllers, and you could buy like a tennis
racket,
racket
steering wheel.
attachment,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like,
Oh yeah,
oh man,
it was the best day
Those
when
were the
we got a
best.
Wii.
Man, Nintendo they just know how to do it.
yep,
Yeah.
knocked it out of the park.
They
Okay,
just,
Facts.
they just know how to do
let's
it.
look at the next one. We have these bad boys.
Oh,
Man,
man.
my fingers hurt.
I know.
When
Same.
you tip it,
Ah.
and it squishes your
Or you
finger.
roll over your finger with the freaking wheel.
Yeah. Those, ooh.
Fingers hurt right
So I'm
now.
curious, Harry. You obviously grew up in the UK,
Yes, I think we had those.
but it doesn't bring back a strong memory, huh?
Not like
Harry's
super
like, I don't know
core
how
for
to
me,
do it.
Wow.
but like, I don't know. I remember wheeling around the old reception hall, the assembly hall, I should say.
Interesting.
But it's
Yeah,
not
this was
a
like
super strong memory.
Gym class 101.
That and like the puffy bubble you
Yes.
sit under.
Okay.
The-
The
Oh yeah, some
rainbows.
Disney
Yeah.
Channel.
Yeah,
Disney
yeah.
Channel
Oh,
during
yeah.
Halloween.
oh yeah.
Dude.
That does it for me.
Holy moly.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Give me that catalog. Best
Yep.
Buy.
Is that Best Buy?
Wow.
Circle.
Yes.
Uh-huh,
So my
uh-huh.
mom, she would come and she would be
Oh,
like,
for your Christmas list.
here's your Toy
Yeah.
Story catalog. Circle all the things you want and we'll see what Santa can get you.
Yeah,
Right?
we had similar.
Yeah.
We just don't have Best Buy, so.
So you
ours
know what
look
I would
different.
do? I would just open that book, just freaking circle everything. Everything I saw.
You're like, yes.
in hopes that I'd get as much as Santa was willing.
That's
Right?
so
Come on,
great.
Santa, bring it all.
Okay, next one.
Oh wait, pause real quick. I just saw something on that page that just reminded me. There are rumors that Guitar Hero is coming back.
Shut your
What?
mouth.
I
Can
am.
we do
No
I
way.
am
a Why We
dead
Dream
serious.
Guitar Hero?
There are
competition?
rumors that Guitar Hero is coming back on next
That
gen
would be-
consoles.
I am dead.
That would be amazing.
Okay, next one. That's
Oh.
it.
Oh,
That's it.
I'm
Wow, that was
sad.
so fun.
I want
that
more.
Was so
Can
fun.
we do this weekly?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
That
Want
felt
to?
So good,
That was a
yeah.
blast.
Let's do it.
Do it again next week.
Okay, I will find them because they show up on my.
Sick.
I mean, we
Yeah.
got 6
We
parts.
got 6 weeks at least.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey,
Don't
that's
go
so
looking
fun.
at them.
I love it. I'm in a weird phase in my life. I just turned 30, and I'm in the feels of nostalgic stuff. I don't know. I never used to really be into like that, but now I like it. It's hitting the right chord with me. So that was fun. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is something that if you know because you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen this, but I want to talk a little bit about it because it created a lot of buzz. Okay? So switch over to me, Taylor, and I'll show you guys this. So I
It's my favorite video right now.
here's our house. Lindsay's relaxing on the couch with her new blanket I got her for her birthday. Fletcher's playing with his toys. Things are well, right?
Things are well.
But not for long.
But
Oh my god.
little did I know around the corner there's something in store for me. So there's a running joke that Lindsay has the most expensive portable charger on the planet, which is her iPad Pro that she uses to charge her phone, right?
Yes.
So, and I will say I'm guilty of using it as well at times when my phone's low and I don't want to get up. So for her birthday, I bought her a portable charger, an actual one that she can
Nice.
use. So I'm sitting on the couch playing chess.com and my phone, boop, 10% battery. Oh no. I need to charge my phone, but shoot, Lindsay's iPad isn't here anymore. So I was like, I'm going to get the next most expensive portable charger and go get my computer, my
Nice.
MacBook Pro. And so I go in, I unplug it, and I plug in the phone charger cord into the side of my computer, right? So I'm holding, and I plug it into my phone. So I'm holding my computer, my phone, and the cord, okay? And I start walking to go sit back on the couch and continue my chess.com.
The scene
game.
has been set. Press play.
So I'm walking.
Oh,
You saw that correctly. I'm walking, and the cord gets caught right here on this banister corner, right?
Oh my
And
gosh.
yanks my computer out of my hand, and it falls. What, 15 feet, 12 feet?
I mean,
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it's so far.
Bangs on the ground, straight shot, hits the door, knocks the door open, our basement door, pushes it open,
Oh my goodness.
and I'm in disbelief.
The looks.
Me and Lindsay just looking. I look Lindsay right.
One of you is just like, please comfort me right now. What?
Absolute scenes.
And my entire life is on this computer.
But wait, what do you have in front of you there?
So you can see I am devastated, right? I'm explaining to Lindsay what happened. I don't know what I was doing. And Lindsay's face right there is so funny. Mouth wide open.
Yes.
Like, oh my gosh. Because she knows if this computer breaks, it's going to be trouble, right?
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to go and get it. I'll
Did
tell
you
you
just go sit
that.
on the couch and
I just,
He paced.
You didn't go right down. You just
no. And even when I grabbed it, I brought it upstairs and I was just sitting there,
No.
just holding it. I was so scared to just open it to see what I was going to
to
see.
verify the
right?
damage.
But I am here to announce happily that the computer did survive. Still works somehow. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know. It was just something funny.
It's
like
so loud, the thud it makes.
the thud. Dude, it hit so hard
It did.
and hit the door. Literally, the door
my
flew
gosh.
open.
it probably bounced off a stair and then
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
I
scary.
So-
can't believe you threw your computer over the edge like that.
I know. So, yeah, follow us on Instagram if you don't already. This is where we share these hot takes and breaking
Sad
news,
moments.
right? So, Kay, should we end with Panera Bread?
Let's do it.
Is that cool? So, Panera Bread is currently in a lawsuit over their lemonade, and this is actually crazy. So, family sues Panera Bread after college student who drank charged lemonade dies.
Say that one more time.
So, the family of this girl who died
Mm-hmm.
is suing Panera Bread because she drank their charged lemonade.
Charged.
Charged.
Well,
Okay.
like, what does that mean?
So, let me tell you. So, Sarah Katz is her name, 21. Had a heart condition and wasn't aware of the drink's caffeine content,
That's so sad.
which exceeded that of cans of Red Bull and Monster Energy drinks combined, according to a legal filing. So I heard of this story and I was like, holy crap. I was reading the story in a Panera Bread.
No.
No lie.
No.
No lie.
Drinking lemonade.
And you look up and see it.
I'm like scared because I just saw the title. Panera Bread lemonade kills. And what do I have? Lemonade.
Yes.
Charged lemonade.
What's this?
Oh my god.
And I don't drink caffeine. Like ever, right?
Oh.
So I start looking into this story and it is freaking crazy, dude. Like I did not expect to read what I was reading. So Panera Bread, they're sitting in their board meeting. They're like, "What can we do to get these youngins in? You know, we need to up our business. We need to up our lemonade sales." So I'm sure one of their executives, why don't we just add caffeine to the lemonade? That'll get the kids coming back, right?
What in the world?
So they whip up this dope lemonade recipe. And if you don't know, Panera Bread has free refills at their locations for their drinks. And the genius of this recipe decided to put 400 milligrams per serving
Oh my
of caffeine.
gosh. Oh my.
400 milligrams
Oh my.
of caffeine. And if you read here, up to 400 milligrams of caffeine a day is considered safe. The entire day, and you're getting this in one serving.
Okay, for context, wait, how much is like a Monster? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I got you.
Cool. I'm trying to gauge.
I did the research.
Okay.
So if you get a coffee drink, a brewed coffee, it's 96 milligrams of caffeine.
Holy fetch.
A fourth of what's in the lemonade.
That's insane.
If you look at cola, has 22. If you look at energy drinks, 71.
No.
Yes,
What?
71. Even an energy shot has 215, half of what.
A monster, like a white Monster, has like 300. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
There's some monsters that have a lot.
Like 170 or something. 175.
Yeah, I don't think energy drinks have that
I
much.
thought they had a lot.
Like maybe 200.
One
max,
drink
I
has
think.
nowhere near 400 though. Maybe 200.
Surely there's legal limits on it, though.
Isn't that so crazy? So they
Yeah, Monster has 150.
150 is in a Monster.
I'm pretty sure at a gas
The
station
ultra
I've
white.
seen like this one has 200 in it. Like
Yeah, I think 200 is normal, honestly, for like.
Well, you can
I
get
think
like
that's what I meant
You
when I
can
said
get like a
300.
cracked up, like a Bang. I'm sure. It's
240.
But here's the scariest part: is it's free refills.
Yeah, that's
Gosh.
crazy.
And do they advertise it as like
Dude.
that insanely caffeinated?
So it says like charged lemonade, and in the smallest asterisk print says how much caffeine.
No.
It says how much though, but just tiny.
Tiny, like nobody would see it. Honestly, you know what I mean? Like
And it's lemonade. You don't think
it's lemonade,
should be-
right? And so she thought she was just getting normal lemonade, knowing she has a heart condition and not knowing that it has caffeine, and ends up dying on the way
That
home,
is
or
so
I think shortly after.
sad. What?
So sad.
crazy. It's still on their website. Like
They're still selling
I'm
it.
looking at it right now.
I
and
was
it says
there. I was there, bro.
They have 3 flavors.
And you know what's crazy is I usually pound lemonades.
Oh yeah.
Like, if I get a
You
lemonade
just
at a place,
down 'em.
I'll just bottomless, right?
Gosh.
And
It's crazy.
that scares me so much, knowing that if I have 3 servings, which a serving is what, 8 ounces? Like,
Yeah.
I could drink 24 ounces like that, right?
it's like-
Says the 30 ounce one has 389 is what their website says. That's insane.
That's
Oh my
insane.
I can pound
gosh.
30 ounces of beverage.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So,
Wow.
yeah, this story, holy moly.
Okay, the interesting thing too, it was offered side by side with all of the non-caffeinated or less caffeinated drinks.
Yes.
So that's where they put it.
Yeah.
They need to do it
Oh.
like Cane's and put their lemonade behind the
That's
behind the counter.
crazy.
Or just don't put that much caffeine.
Yeah.
Like,
even half.
half is as much as like a Red Bull, right?
So much.
So much.
It's
so
higher than the content of standard cans of Red Bull and Monster energy drinks combined.
wow.
That is insane.
Yeah, this was shocking. And I
Oh,
hope
she got the large cup.
I hope that the parents, I think the Panera does need to right their wrongs on this.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
And they
Oh,
need to
yeah.
remove it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
you think?
No, the fact that they're still selling it on their website makes me sick.
Yeah.
And
no.
and even pushing it, like, and advertising it still.
Yeah, and their response. Listen to this response. Backhanded response to the family that just lost their 21-year-old daughter. Their response is, "We were very saddened to learn this morning about the tragic passing of Sarah Katz, and our hearts go out to her family. But at Panera, we strongly believe in transparency around our ingredients. We will work quickly to thoroughly investigate this matter."
Ew.
Just pretty much like, yeah, we'll look at it.
Wow.
Eh.
So
Like,
dumb.
it's crazy. Yeah, so it says she got it from a restaurant in Philadelphia. She went into a cardiac arrest hours later.
That's
literally
so
hours.
sad.
She would sound like she was with her roommate and close friend when it happened. So, yeah, this is crazy. I feel like they gotta remove that.
Wait, scroll down a little bit.
Yep.
So, like a little bit more. You can see what the lemonade looks like. There it is.
There it is.
Look at that. The charged lemonade. You aren't
Would
even
you
gonna
think
read
that is 400 milligrams of caffeine?
Sheesh.
Dude, it looks like every other like artisan lemonade thing that you can get at a place.
It's like freaking
Yeah, it's
horchata. It's in like a
Yeah.
horchata bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Zupas.
Like
Yeah.
Zupas or like
Wow. That's so awful.
oh, and I wonder if I could even
Yeah, it says the caffeine amount.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna.
But who's
you're
gonna look
gloss
at
over
that? That's
Yeah.
so
Gloss over
sad.
that.
super
Didn't we just get
duper
it when
sad.
we were in-
Holy. So yeah, we'll see if they. I hope they remove it, or at least change the recipe. I don't know.
Or don't
Seriously.
make it.
Yeah, just don't make it. Like it's just crazy.
Don't
So
make it refillable.
we'll end on a high note. That was kind of that bummed me out. So let's end on this video here. So there's a guy kite surfing,
Oh.
and a little friend decided to join him on his adventures and funness.
This is the
So
wildest thing.
check this out. Kite surfing along Australian man
Holy fetch!
and a whale breaches the water and takes this dude
What?
out. Isn't this crazy?
Boom.
It's crazy because it
Oh.
looks like his mouth isn't even open. Like
That's
he's not
so
trying to eat him. He's just like,
terrifying.
"Rah."
I would just from fear die.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Whales just play. You just want to say hello. He's
Hey
just
man.
playing.
55?
Oh. Dragged
Not that
him
that's super
down
old, but-
by his leg rope. Oh my
That
goodness.
just shocked me that he got squished by a whale.
55-year-old said he
crazy.
feared for his life when the animal dragged him down by his leg rope before it
No,
broke.
that's
No
so
way! So
terrifying.
it got caught
I was
on.
getting drug under more.
I can't.
That's crazy.
I can't.
I would be so scared.
That's
Because he probably didn't know at the moment. Like, it could have been a
No.
shark.
What was
or
that? Yeah.
He's getting drug under. He's like, am I about
he's
to
probably
get
so
eaten?
shocked. I don't even think he realized till he watched this video what happened.
Probably not.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
So,
That's so funny.
Glad
some
he's
goofs and
okay.
gaffs
though.
there.
He is okay, just so everybody knows.
Yep, he is okay. He's doing just fine. Alrighty, so that is it for this week's Jaden's Basement. Tune in next week. We've got some stuff planned for next week. We're going to do our Starbucks taste test.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff happening. So,
Yeah.
More nostalgia.
more nostalgia we'll cover next week. We'll keep that going. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will catch you next week.
Ooh, Jaden's basement, baby. Jaden's
Bye bye now.